This week on the podcast, we talk about the beautiful country of Riyadh and how you should go there. Like, they're paying me to say you should go to Riyadh. It's a beautiful place. I promise you, there are no problems, and you can make it home with no issues on your flight this time.
Will I come back?
Oh, welcome everybody. It's that time of the week again for your Cream of the Crop podcast. I'm joined, as always, by Olas and this special guest, Childish Gambino, made an appearance tonight. Appreciate you, Mr. Gambino. Thanks for coming in. They thought we weren't going to have a special guest on this show, and they were wrong.
We finally got a celebrity. Yeah.
And for those that are saying, "Hey, that's racist. You can't do that," there's a picture I'm going to put next to him for the joke. It's not a white people thing. Let's relax. I know it's election time. Let's chill
and everything.
Not touching that one. Let's relax. All right. I didn't say anything about Puerto Rico. We're fine. So if you're watching this, you're probably wondering where the episode before this is. This will come out the day after I put the episode before because I've been extremely behind. Double feature. You know, you get two for the price of one this week. But we are glad to be together. We didn't get to do our Halloween episode, but KJ didn't get the memo that I guess we weren't dressing up for this one, so he went ahead and did it anyway. He's just the best of us. Yeah. Olas, did you dress as anything for Halloween? Is there?
No, so I got.
What do you mean? He's going as
this guy was in bed by 7.
Danielson.
I was gonna say Eric Rowan, but
I got
too many concussions.
I got stuck at work.
Naturally.
And then, all right, so I actually have a really irritating but fun rant story.
Go ahead,
if you
hit
guys
us with
are
it.
Willing to
hit it with us. That's what we're here for.
So, I work for a company that sells mattresses.
It's gotta be tiring.
Name that country. Yes, it can be. So I can't lay on them because I'll just fall asleep. So I, this time of year I get like a big discount. I bought a bed, but I have to buy it from the manufacturer, not the company I work for. So the company I bought it from drop ships.
Okay.
Like they use a third party, whatever. Okay, fine. So now they only gave me one date for delivery, and it was Halloween, which is my wife's favorite holiday, but thankfully she was home all day. All right, I'm stuck at work, but whatever. Like it'll take 15, 20 minutes, deliver the thing, we're good to go. I got a king size mattress and an adjustable base. I will concede that both of these things are heavy before I rant. Because the rant is coming. But as somebody who works in a store that has to move these things, I know that they're heavy, but sometimes I move those things on my own. So, all right, it's going to take up to 15 minutes, White glove delivery. They're going to come in, they're going to set it up, yada, yada, yada. We're 45 minutes in. They only got one thing in the house. They only got the adjustable base in the house. Again, I concede that it can be heavy, but if two people are doing it, and they're not little bitches, it should be done fairly quick. Dude, we're like 5, maybe 10 minutes into delivery, and my wife goes, "This guy's a little bitch." And like, my wife is not the type of person to text me that unless that dude's a little bitch. Like, so I'm like, what the fuck's going on? She goes, "This guy's bitching about, oh, I don't want to break my back. This is so heavy, blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, bro, that's literally your job. Like, again, I know that they're heavy. I try to sympathize as much as I can. But again, that's the job you signed up for. I signed up for the selling part. You signed up for the moving part. Like, it's not on me, dude. Like, I didn't do it. So, again, 45 minutes in, and I don't even have the whole thing. So, she was like, yeah, they had to take the adjustable base out of the box so they could get it up the stairs and around the thing because it bends. So great, no problem. That makes sense. It can be a pain in the ass to move. I get it. Then the mattress also comes not like in a box like you'll see like some of those like cheapy like Walmart, mattress in a box types, but it comes like in a box, like fully.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, they're gonna have to take that out of the box so that they can
Bend it.
blah 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 with the plastic, right? She sends me a picture of my mattress face down on the concrete on the sidewalk. They're like, oh, it's too heavy for us to move. Living up to that little bitch moniker that they have absolutely deserved so far. Again, I know that they're heavy. I can't stress it enough. However, and because it's like a foam based mattress, they can be a little floppy and hard to like maneuver sometimes. I get it. Trust me, if I have to move a king size one of those mattresses, I will wait for a second person because I hate moving them on my own. I do.
Yeah.
Again, I get it. 90 minutes of delivery time. I don't have my mattress. Like currently, right now, as we speak, I do not have my mattress. They could not get it into the house because it was too heavy. Then they told my wife. My wife was like, I'll help you move it. I don't care. And they were like, no, no, it's too heavy. The mattress weighs 441 pounds. It does not.
I haven't seen a mattress
At,
before that weighs 400.
at best, or worst, if you will, it probably weighs about $1.85.
See, that sounds about right. That sounds right for a mattress weight. A king size.
It's a king-sized Tempur-Pedic mattress with its foam and spring, so it has steel coils in it. So yeah, that'll add to some weight for sure. I get it. But if two guys who work for a moving company can't move 185 pounds, I don't know how to help you. I don't. So then they're like, all right, we're going to need more people.
Suppose.
Because, little bitches. We're going to need additional people to come help us move this. This is at least a 3 to 4 man job. And I went, no, it's not. The company I work for has delivery guys that do it all the time, and it's just two of them. Like you guys are like younger, like 20s, 30s. These guys are like in their 40s and 50s at my company moving shit half of the time by themselves. They got just shit on their back, just fucking moving shit. I'm like, I don't understand why this is so difficult. So they get they get on the phone and they're like, yeah, so they're saying it's too heavy to move. They can't get it in the house. Okay. So we're going to have to get at least a third or fourth person to help out. Okay, great. When is that going to take? They're like, oh, well, we could do it before the end of the day, or it could take 24 to 48 hours. Bitch, you just gave me 3 different time frames. What are we talking about here? Like, I don't I don't understand. So, all right. They're like, well, do you want us to take it back on the truck or do you want to leave it here? On the fucking sidewalk? Where did you want me to leave it? Like, I don't
Sleep out here tonight, I guess.
like you guys said it was too heavy to even get it in the house, but now you're offering to put it in my house. You just can't get it up the fucking stairs. The stairs are the first thing. As soon as you walk through that door right there, the stairs are right there. Like, where am I putting this fucking thing if you're going to put it in my house for me? Like,
Well, honey, guess we gotta move the bedroom down here.
So they left my old fucking beat up queen size mattress on top of my king size adjustable base that I now have to move myself to take like the legs off because they put it too high when they're supposed to ask you what height you want it, and they didn't do that either. You go on their website though, they brag, they boast. Oh yeah, man, we move stuff and the heaviest, bulkiest, the heaviest shit and blah blah blah. Like 4 different times they brag about it. Oh, we got world class service. I'm like, you guys fucking suck. Fucking suck. So yeah, that was my Halloween. That was me losing my shit at work with nobody coming in because it was fucking Halloween. Like, of course, So now I'm just like angry. But now they're coming Tuesday. So hopefully by the time this drops, I'll have my mattress. Like it'll be fingers
Fingers
crossed. Because if I don't, I'm gonna start smacking the shit out of people. You're not gonna see me on this podcast ever again. You'll see me on the news.
Oh Lord. Well, mine was not as eventful as that. We just took the kiddo trick or treating. I dressed as Macho Man, and
I did enjoy that, by the way, because
made a
you did
special
do that on my
appearance.
stream. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
fun. I did appreciate that.
Made a
Did
special.
you have any trick or treaters like come by?
So we don't trick or treat in our neighborhood because the first year we moved here, like we sat, and I'm talking like I'm the kind of guy that and give it, I'm mid class at best as far as my income, but
Sure.
like I do nice candy. Like it's
Okay.
I like to have nice selections, and and I'm talking we did a fucking bowl that was like this thick, just full of candy, and we left
Yeah.
it out. Hey, go nuts, whatever. It was full when we came back.
Damn.
And I'm like,
Yeah,
damn,
I know.
man, like, this is unfortunate. And so we don't bother anymore because we ain't really got nothing.
So you took the kiddo like actual trick or treat?
Yeah, so we go to my brother's house who lives up the road, and he lives kind of in
Okay.
a nicer neighborhood where like they go
Yeah.
all out for Halloween.
Sure.
And
I mean, I know I don't live in the best of areas. I've been out here. I've been in this house for like 8. I think this is 7 or so Halloweens now. We had 3 different groups of kids.
I'm telling you
this
what
past
I know
Halloween.
what it
It's
is.
brutal.
I know what it is. The trunk or treats are killing Halloween.
I was gonna say they're doing a lot
It's-
of trunk or treats now, and
we had the week before Halloween, I knew of 12 trunk or treats going on in that week.
Yeah. And listen, I understand that they're like, supposed to be safer and stuff like that. I do get that, but like my wife loves Halloween.
Yeah.
She loves the kids coming and, for somebody who like we don't have kids, she loves the idea of like the kids coming and dressed up and doing the
Yeah.
I mean, she used to go full like costume and like fairy dust and like throw fairy dust at the kids kind of thing. Like it was all like a thing for her. She loved it.
Yeah.
But like, we had like a couple of I think last year or the year before, like 2 years, the last couple of years were decent. We had like 11 groups of kids maybe, but like this year we had 3.
Some of it too, I think the weather played into it because I know down
It was
here
warm for us.
Oh, see, for us it was raining and cold.
Oh, see, we actually got warm. We had
wow.
warm days. Yeah, it was like
It was 80
70.
degrees.
I
was
was
gonna
for
say,
us
yeah,
it was 55 and like drizzling the whole time.
Yeah, it was like 65, 70-ish in PA. Like it was decent. So so I figured it would be more popular because like it's been cold the last couple of years on Halloween.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, yeah, kids are wearing their winter coat over their costumes and shit. Like at least they won't have to do that this year. They could just go full out on their costumes. Like this would be so cool. By the time I got home, she had already gave the last kids their like trick or treat candy. Like by the time I got home, and I didn't get home late. I got home at like 7. We had no trick or treaters past like 6:40. I was like, damn, dude, that sucks.
All right. Well, let's get into our week's worth of bitching and complaining.
Oh, I got that in already.
Hey,
Yeah.
So as always, well, we didn't start it this time, but we like to do our
we
This
do.
Week in Geek to talk about news stories in the gaming and nerd universe. Kind of a slow week or slow 2 weeks because we didn't do this last week. I had to stretch this one to pull some stuff. I did see this earlier last week where EA had been interviewed about the likelihood of them dropping an Apex 2, because that's been kind of the thing here lately where we've had Counter-Strike 2, we've had Overwatch 2 that's now reverted pretty much back to Overwatch 1, and a handful of others.
Yeah.
That they pretty much asked, is this in the future of Apex? And I wouldn't have been surprised if they had said yes, but no, the developers at EA, Respawn, and everything that deal with Apex has pretty much said they're 100% against the idea of Apex 2. That everything they've seen has showed that has had more negative impact to the games than it has any kind of positive, which I wouldn't disagree. I would say CS maybe not as much. Overwatch definitely. I think that's more negative than positive. I think if you just had kept out, Overwatch didn't need a secondary update because everything you did to make Overwatch 2, you've either gone back on or have reverted back to the original version. Because the whole thing with Overwatch 2 is they were dropping the campaign they pretty much just said, hey, yeah, we're not doing that. And I don't think it was ever in the works. You had the roster change as far as going from the 6v6 to the 5v5 that they're also now going back on. So I get it. I think it's a smart move. I think Apex has a lot of other things they need to figure the fuck out besides worrying about dropping a secondary game.
Well, especially if it's going to be like a copy and paste with a slight variance of the first game. Like we don't need more of those. We just don't. Like
that's the one time gaming communities I've been happy with is that we shut that shit down twice, and now I think companies have figured out, hey, we can't get away with that one.
Yeah, but the problem, like Overwatch 2 wasn't really shut down.
Well,
like that,
I mean,
you know what I mean, like that.
I do think I do think Overwatch 2 had a huge hit to its following, though.
Deservingly so, but it should even have a bigger hit. And I don't wish like bad things on people, but I mean that was a bait and switch.
Yeah.
If I mean, and listen, you go back and I've been saying it from the get go since last year, and it came out last year, right?
Yeah,
I'm not crazy. Yeah, since last year, I went, yeah, they're promising shit. And again, I'm not an Overwatch guy, but it's just the logistics of we're gonna promise you this thing. That's why we're coming out with the second game. We couldn't work it into our first game, so we're coming out with the second one, and all that shit we promised you is not going to be in the fucking game at the final result. And you're like, what the fuck did I just spend my money for? Like, I'm so confused.
Why does my ass hurt?
Like, yeah. Like, you didn't even treat me to a steak dinner. You got me like a fucking, like one hard shell taco from Taco Bell. Like, you didn't even at least get me a soft shell. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like,
give me a gordita crunch or something. Damn.
But yeah, Apex has its own set of issues as far as I know. The hackers in that game have gotten pretty bad. I know most people don't really, as much as people enjoy Apex and there's a community for it, I still think a lot of people are wanting Titanfall 3. I think that's if Respawn's gonna drop anything, people are hoping it's that. I hope it's that because I was a huge Titanfall guy. I know that they're doing it. I think the next season's gonna be Titanfall themed, where like a lot of skins are gonna be revolve around them looking like the Titanfall characters. So I'm hoping that means maybe we'll get something there. Speaking of Overwatch, oddly enough, that was an unintentional fucking crossover. I kept seeing all this stuff that they were talking Concord's going to make a comeback, that they're just shutting it down for now, and that it's going to come back out. I don't think that's going to happen anymore. What the fuck? Chill out.
That's Stone Cold.
It really wanted.
Sony just attacked you.
Yeah, bro. Like, why would you say such bad things about
such Dooku like that? What the fuck?
Such an amazing game. Why would you say bad things
about it? But the developer I think it's Firehawk or Firewalk. I can't remember offhand. They got shut down. Sony shut their shit down, and so Concord is 100% probably dead. And I do hate that. Like, I'm not saying that in a braggadocious way. Like, that sucks. But at the same time, from what I saw of a lot of the developers of this game and their attitudes towards the community, not saying you deserve it, but like, maybe don't bite the hand that feeds you. And then
yeah, I mean, it was really just a poorly made Overwatch copy.
Yeah,
like that's. For the weird discourse, because I don't think we touched on this, but the weird discourse online about like the reasons it failed because it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't fail for any other reason. If they had all the same things in it, but with better gameplay, better mechanics, better things, we wouldn't have been having this much of a conversation. And it's a shame that, you know, everything has to be some form of neo-political fucking thing for it to make the news. Again, you know, we can talk about Dragon Age, about all the weird shit going on with that. And like, can we just either enjoy or not enjoy a game?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand why everything has to be a thing. Like, if it comes out, like, again, Dragon Age is a fine example. If it comes out and the gameplay is shit, then we call it for what it is. It's a shit game because the gameplay, the writing, and all the other stuff is shit. If you're like, hey, this one thing happened or this one character's in there and I don't like it, and it's like, okay, can you get past it? Like,
Yeah.
is that going to ruin your entire experience? If it is, then hey, that's not the game for you. It is what it is. But
But
you
don't
know,
shit on other people who that doesn't bother.
yeah, I
And
think
tell
this whole
people they
like
shouldn't get, yeah, your
we have
personal
to tell
experience.
everybody like what they're supposed to like and what they're
No.
supposed to enjoy and what's supposed to be good. Like, I don't know. It's just
Hey, but you know what? Speaking of great games, Black Ops 6 came out.
wow, fuck.
Hey, I will say, as someone who went into this with very minimum expectation, it has actually surprised me on about every level.
Hmm.
Campaign is really good. I would say top 5. Like, it's just so well done. And it's actually like a campaign, not whatever the shit Modern Warfare 2 was, where it was an hour. You know.
Yeah, like a 25-minute campaign.
The zombies is a lot of fun. We did some buddies and I did the Easter egg last night, and I had a good time with it. The campaign, or not campaign, but the multiplayer is fun. Although it's not perfect. It is the best iteration of this campaign since probably them redoing Modern Warfare.
Okay.
Like, it's Cold War but better as far as the way it plays. What are you smiling at? Go ahead, hit me with it. What do you got?
It's just funny to watch the like. It's clearly not fantastic, but you're finding the best way to describe it to
No,
like make it.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I have had a crazy amount of fun.
I don't
time
mean the
playing
whole
it.
thing. I meant the multiplayer.
No,
part. You're like,
I've had a
no,
shit ton.
it's yeah, it's all right, and I'm like,
No,
ooh,
it's
okay, that's
it's
not
fun, but there are complaints.
well, yeah.
Like, there are, and the complaints I have are nothing that I'm like these things make this game awful.
Okay,
Like, it's minor things of like, hey, if we could just kind of improve on this a little bit, this would be great. My biggest complaint of it is the maps are kind of 50-50. Like, there's 50% pretty good and then 50% real fucking stinkers. But
tell me what makes a map a stinker, just out of
so
curiosity,
here,
as somebody who doesn't play it anymore.
no, that's perfect. I can't fault them for this, because this is on us, the people that play these games, because we've
Okay.
bitched for years that we're tired of the 3-lane style, that shit's annoying. Nobody wants that no more.
Yeah, what was the name of that one map that was like a straight line type of, right? Like
That's
that was a
few
big
of them
complaint.
anymore.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And so, like,
I was thinking about like that ship from
Hijack,
yeah.
Hijack's Black Ops, yeah. And so I can't really fault them for attempting to make maps that have multiple ways you can go, multiple kind of lines of fire. Some of them just don't work that well. There's one in particular. It's called Red Card, and it's a quarter of a soccer stadium. And just
Okay.
the lineage of it, the flow doesn't feel right. Like, it's in a lot of Call of Duty, you can kind of get a good flow of the map as far as knowing kind of the spawns and where's the good places to engage and not engage. Whereas this, like, I've played it a few times, and I can't seem to figure out where the engagements are best had at.
Okay.
And the spawns are a little wonky, and that's just in all the maps. But it's Call of Duty, so the spawns have never been great here in the last few years. red card is that map is really the only one that when I see it, I go, no, I'm not doing this one because I just can't. The rest of them I think are fine. I enjoy them. There's a few wonkiness from here and there, but nothing that's inherently like, oh my god, fuck this. Like, I know some buddies that I play with. There's an airfield base that they don't like called Subsonic, and it's a quite compact one. And really, my biggest issue with that one spawns. The spawns don't always work well.
Do they not like it because it's compact or because
It's not that it's compact. It's because the spawns don't work well when they do these compact maps. Where, to put it in perspective, say we're playing domination, so you got an A, B, and C.
Sure.
We've capped C, they've capped A, we're working on B. Sometimes randomly, without even anybody going to either flag, it'll just spawn the enemy team behind you.
Oh.
And
Right.
and it kind of sucks because like I've had it happen to me a few times where I'm like I'm trying to cap B, but I'm the way it sets up is like A and C are like right next to the B flag. Like it's less than 100 steps.
Okay.
And so you'll be kind of on a realm of you've got A and you're doing pretty well, and then the second you try to hit B, I'm getting hit from behind because now they've spawned behind me, and it's like,
right.
Okay. But then there's times where the spawns won't change whatsoever, and they need to. People are getting kind of spawn trapped to a degree. It's like, okay, this should be the time that now I'm spawning on the other side, and it just doesn't happen. But no, the guns, I think inherently there's a few kind of ones, but I think they all play very well. I know there's some time to kill issues, but I think that's because they took out headshot. The headshots don't do more damage now. Like it does a few points, but it used to be like you would get double damage, so that kind of plays into it of just learning the game. But no, I think all around I give it a solid 7 that if they fix some stuff would be like an 8.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I'm curious. Is it a skill issue? No. But
some of it I'm sure it is.
Yeah, no. But the map you're talking about, I feel like the maps have kind of a formulaic outline of them.
Okay.
No, for like most maps,
Yeah.
they that when you're talking about like the flow of most maps, I feel like the flows are pretty consistent across most maps because there's like a set point for this type of thing, a set point for that. Is the map you're talking about, that red card map, is it maybe just so vastly different from what they're used to putting out that maybe it's just going to take some extra time to adjust?
I'm,
like, do
I'm
you
absolutely
think
sure
maybe
that's what it is. Because
okay,
I'm so used to a map that style being a
because I would actually give them kudos for doing something different to kind of throw people off of the normal.
No, and that's my thing is like I'm upset about it, but not upset at them.
Sure.
Because like I can't bitch when I go, hey, I'm kind of tired of 3-lane maps. Can you
I
make
want
some
something
shit
different.
that's different?
Okay, here's something different. You're like, yeah, but I didn't want that.
Yeah,
Like,
and if there's one community that absolutely loves to do that, it's the Call of Duty community.
Well, I mean, I think that's just gamers in general at this point. Like, it's so sad the state of gaming we're in, and I don't mean like games are bad. I mean the people are bad.
Yeah.
Like the consumer is so bad, and like there's nothing wrong with having a voice. It's when you use your voice for good, we're all for it.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, hey, this thing was not great. Wish we could change it. And then they're like, oh shit, yeah, hey, let's change it. And you're like, yay, positive outcome. And now it's like, hey, we want something different. Okay, here's something different. Yeah, no, we don't want something different. We want the same thing. And
I think what I would take from this going forward is that whatever game, or even with this one, if you wanted to add more than 2 maps of fucking battle pass, start integrating 3-lane and some of these just to keep a good rotation. Because no, there's a lot of the maps it works, it totally works fine. I have no issue with it. It's just there's a handful that I'm kind of like the red card one is just because there's so many windows of contact.
Yeah.
That it's just I never know where somebody's coming from. And I can't figure out that rotation, like that normal rotation. And of course, in any of these games, you always have that 1 or 2 people that just don't follow the normal realm of how the map flows. It
Yeah.
throws me off every now and then. But I know they just dropped Nuketown Friday. I don't know why. It seemed kind of odd that they didn't start with that, but then drop that for a double XP weekend, but whatever. And it's the Black Ops Nuketown. They just remastered, like updated the graphics of it.
Gotcha.
Somebody did show that so if you do the camera system in that game and you zoom out, you can actually see the other Nuketowns are all on the same engine of the map. And I go, that's actually kind of interesting, and it actually does kind of make sense because inherently that would save some space on your end,
Yeah.
putting them all on the same map inherently and just changing.
The section
Um,
of
but no, it's and I know you two really aren't Call of Duty guys, but people watching, if you're on the fence about it, $15 for Game Pass. Figure it out if you like it or not. I mean, that's what I'm doing. I'm just doing the Game Pass.
I will say from experience that I have liked Black Ops titles more than the Modern Warfare,
Yeah.
Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare. I've liked the Black Ops titles more than I've liked their Warfare titles.
Yeah. Well,
or
what
like
I liked
their
about
mainline titles or whatever the fuck it is at this point, but like
even the campaign of this, I liked that it so obviously this campaign's a continuation from Cold War, but it takes place after the flashback scenes of Black Ops 2. So like
Okay.
Mason's dead, Hudson's dead, Woods is in a
Oh,
wheelchair.
Jesus.
But it also, you see aspects from some of the some of the Black Ops 3 where they kind of do the psychedelic kind of in your mind stuff, but it's not overdone. Like I thought it was a perfect amount of it where there was a perfect amount of the realism to it, and then some of the just kind of psychedelic in the mind kind of stuff. But no, I went into this thinking this game was going to be a stinker. I thought the new movement system they added was going to be just a sweater's paradise. And it kind of is, but not in the sense of that I couldn't figure it out either.
Right.
And it's really not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It really does flow really well, and I didn't realize how much I like being able to face a direction and run in the opposite direction and not have to turn my whole body to do that. But yeah, there's my Call of Duty thing. I ain't gonna talk about it ever again till the new one comes out next year.
In 6 months.
Yeah, in 6 months. And then to end, because we're in election time. Elections next, or shit, not next. It's fucking 2 days.
I just wanted to be over.
Twitch has started requiring streams to have warning labels for politics and sensitive social issues.
All right. So, hold up. This is the thing. This is a good move, but it's completely pointless. You know why it's pointless? If you don't do it, there is no penalization for it. You do not get penalized at all if you don't adhere to this rule that they set.
Yeah.
Which further shows that they don't enforce their own rules. Basically, it says, well, if you do it enough times, they don't specifically say how many, because there's probably going to be a bunch of times before they actually do it, they will force the title onto you.
But see, I feel like this is a real dangerous road we go on. Because I don't even like the description they give, where it's basically, it says it streams discussing topics such as elections, civic integrity, war or military conflict, and civil rights will need labeled to such ensure viewers don't accidentally stumble into them and be exposed to content they might find offensive. Come on, man. For one, if you get offended, that's kind of on you. That's a you problem. That's not Twitch's job to go.
But, okay. It's more of a, this is a kickback to the Asmongold, which led into the Hassan Piker thing.
Okay.
Where Asmon did a shit take about the Palestine incident, and he was banned for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Then one of Hassan's moderators, who was also a streamer, Frogan, went off the fucking deep end on the other side and said people in the army deserve PTSD. And then there was a stream that was promoted by Twitch where they basically did kind of a racist thing towards the anti-Semitic bit,
Yeah.
where it was like ranking people from Arab to what was a hummus brand, but what they really meant was Jewish.
Jesus.
Yes.
So it's like, hey, we need to clean this up before we all get hit. So they decided, hey, let's make a political category. It's just like how what I see this is the same as when all the I don't want to really call them out titty streamers joined Twitch and they would just put gameplay in the background
Yeah.
while they were just
which
showing titties.
they still do.
Which turned into, hey, you don't have to play games. We have just chatting for that.
Yeah.
Put them in their own corner where you can watch it and we don't get hit with the advertisement screaming and bitching at us. That's basically what they're doing.
I
But
know,
they
but
need to rein that in of what counts as too much because if someone made a joke about the election, does that mean they have to be put into that category because they made one joke? Is it so it's like it's too vague.
I just feel like having to put a fucking warning label that we might talk about politics is a bit of an extreme notion for people that might. For one, I've never accidentally stumbled into a political
no.
stream.
You know who talks about politics, honestly.
Yeah, like
At this point,
that's
you
such
know
a
who's talking about
lazy cop out for what they're doing. Is it, in case you stumble upon something you might get. For one,
But this is more.
I
more
don't care if you get offended. That's a fucking you problem. Quit being
Well,
like.
This
and
is less about them getting offended and more like, hey, this is for our advertisement to choose and pick when not to support a streamer. This is more not on the if you get offended, that's fine. You can switch off. That's basically what that is. You can switch off the politics. They're in their own little corner. If you don't want to hear politics, fine. This is more advertisement. We're getting backlash from that.
Yeah.
So now advertisers can pick and choose who they want to support on their streams. And now y'all that is putting the ball in their court.
But
You can't say,
couldn't they do that beforehand? What? How was that?
I don't know.
That's my thing.
just-
Is I don't
that's
understand how
the
that's
thing
any
they'll ask.
different than what it is now.
If it's just, hey, we're not. This is more like, hey, they're specifically talking about politics. Do you want to put your advertisement on this stream?
Because I just here's my issue. Is it almost seems like an attempt of standing on a moral high ground when, like you said, this is an app that also just pretty much promotes
Pornography.
to it. Not well, I don't want to say pornography because it's not this.
Get to pornography. I'm
But
sorry.
you're promoting and if you do OnlyFans, I'm not saying hey, live your life. That's you. Do you. But this company can't stand on this moral high ground of we're trying to protect the views of those that might get offended. But then you have half naked women that are just fucking gaming.
But it's not. Yeah, no, it's not about It's not about hurt feelings. It's just protecting the bottom line because this has gotten to a point where congressmen are sending in letters to the CEO of Twitch about Hassan Piker specifically, calling him an anti-Semite. And then there were
there's so many different levels to it though. Like obviously, like that shit. And so I'll agree with both points to the extent of, and I've said this in the past, and people get offended by it, and I don't care. Your triggers are your own.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're yours to manage. It's not my job to know what triggers you. Now, if you were to like look at me and be like, "Hey, can we cut back on like this? I really don't appreciate it." That's one thing. That's a conversation, we have it. But yeah, I mean, we know who the political streamers are. And yes, some of them are outrageously stupid and say the worst shit on both sides.
Fuck Mia Khalifa. Sorry.
Yeah, well, she's had enough of that in her life, but
yeah, her fuck ex-husband.
Well, because she also said something to the effect of,
"Oh no, Frogan was more like, hey, if you're just joining the military just to get your Hellcat and all that, you deserve PTSD." But Mia Khalifa took it one step further and said anyone who was in the army, regardless of why you joined the army, deserves PTSD.
Yeah.
It's like you, and also it's like, oh, you're on land that's not yours. As a Lebanese migrant, you really can't talk. It's bad take from a from a former porn
Well,
star
even
who
so-
doesn't like porn but still communicates.
So
It's weird.
here's some examples that Twitch has cited, just to elaborate on the broadness of these fucking things that they're putting out here.
It's too vague.
I have 6 here. So streams featuring a former or current political official, and the content includes discussions of these individuals around public policies. See, I
Okay.
don't think that should count, because that could be just an interview of what kind of
No,
like a Joe Rogan
okay.
thing. Like that's
No, I would summarize this as like Pokemon and all them doing a gameplay with AOC and Bernie Sanders. That would count under that banner.
But see, I just don't think that's well.
If they're
Let me get
if
through
they-
all these, and we can.
Yeah.
Live coverage of a commentary on elections, civic processes, or election related disputes. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Live streams of protest rallies or civic unrest related to civil rights issues or government policies. Okay, that makes sense. Discussing military conflicts, foreign policy decisions, or national security matters. Okay,
Makes
we're
sense.
getting a little vague, but okay. Discussing ideological or social political views on topics like gender, race, sexuality, or religion. What the fuck does that mean? Like, that's such a
if you're
broad
talking
fucking.
about- no, I get where that's going. Basically, if there's a long-standing conversation about like transgenders or any like gender identity, that falls under that. It will fall under that banner.
Yeah, but okay, and oddly enough, not that I'm one that usually comes to the defense of people. Let's take the LGBTQ community. You could have somebody that's simply just commenting on some of the struggles they deal with in a day-to-day life, and that's going to get them a fucking flag. That's stupid.
That's why I'm like, they need to rein that in of how long that conversation needs to happen. Because if it's someone answering a question, like someone's like generally like, oh, I want to know how your day is going, and they
Yeah.
talked about, well, I went to my doctor and stuff like that. That shouldn't count.
Like, let's
Yeah,
say
there's-
like I'm a missionary, like I just got back from doing a
If
fucking,
it's a debate,
and I'm
if
like,
it's a
oh,
debate going on
Yeah,
about
that's different.
back and forth, I think that's where it draws the line.
There's got to be some form of like, I don't know how to phrase this, like lens of severity. Not even severity. Obviously, I don't think that's really the word, but you know what I mean. Like, how much and what are we talking about?
Yeah,
well,
that's what I'm saying. There needs to be like a set limit of how we need to rein this in of how much of that conversation needs to take place for it to be counted as political.
Like you talking about like if you're in part of the LGBTQ
I feel like
plus
someone talking about their
community.
self in that
Right.
context
I don't
isn't
think that.
counted.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. So like, oh, a day in the life, a day in my life as a trans or a this or a that, whatever, blah blah blah, right? And you're just kind of going through the details of your day-to-day life, and you're not like talking about the socio-political fucking this and this policy and the that. I think
But the
that's
fact that
more
we
than
have
fine, but like,
the fact that that's a conversation to be had of like where the limit is the problem.
but
Like,
see,
yeah,
this is-
Which
like-
has always been vague about
it's a
every
scattershot of
policy.
policy. Before we start rolling out policies, we need to know from fucking top down, like what. It can't just be this broad bullshit of to cover our ass. Like, people are gonna go,
But they do
okay,
that-
like
They do that so people push the boundary of it because it's the same thing with their sexuality thing, with their sex guideline.
yeah.
It was no pools, then sometimes a pool, but you can wear a swimsuit because you're in a pool, and then they reined that back because they saw people immediately going, that's the line, I'm going to be as close to it as possible. So they keep pushing the line forward.
Yeah.
So I guess they're being vague so they see who does what so they can set tighter guidelines once it happens.
And
They don't want to give a time frame, I guess. I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because I'm pretty sure this is not what they had in mind. They're giving them a time. They don't give a timeline because how many people would literally have a clock on their fucking screen. Oh, if it's 30 minutes, they stop at 28:59.
Yep.
Right.
Like, so
Yeah.
they can still get full advertisement with no problem.
I've seen clips of like reaction channels do that with, oh, I can only have certain amount of the thing up before I have to black it out so that I don't
Yeah.
get like demonetized or fucking
We
Co-
we even
content
copyright.
YouTube.
Yeah.
I think
Yada
YouTube,
yada.
it's like you can't curse within the first 5 minutes or
Th-
something of the video or some.
Yeah.
We fail that every
So
time, by the way.
But that drives me nuts of like it's okay if you curse after 5 minutes and 6 seconds, but like
damn, if I
or
say
all this like
fuck,
all this like weirdly like soft language of like I'm saying this thing but I mean this, and it's like
yeah.
I can't say the word suicide, I have to say unalived, and I'm like,
Yeah.
But you know
guys,
what
just
everyone we're meaning. Like, yeah,
okay, but so is the word offensive or is the act offensive? Like
yeah.
Yes.
so why can't we just say the word? Words have meaning. They have meanings for reasons. The
Because
words are
people
not the scary part. The scary part is the thing happening.
Yeah.
Like I just don't I it you know I
I know. Yeah. Some of the guidelines are just we're trying to fix the wrong problem kind of thing, and
no, honestly, I say ban some of the political streamers. Give them. Well, they started doing that. That whole crew of people that were doing the Arab to Hamas tier ranking system were all
I had
banned.
no shit about that. What the
No,
fuck?
they lit
I only found out about it because of the
because
ban.
they got banned,
Yeah.
Jesus.
and then people still bitched about because Hassan Piker wasn't banned also, even though he's the top one saying some of the most anti-Semitic stuff because it led to H3 him and
Yeah,
Hassan going back and forth.
yeah. Which I mean that's just
Yeah,
two
Great human
people I
beings.
don't yeah.
Don't stop
and
Two
there.
people I don't care to associate with that. I'm
no, because
okay with.
what his points were valid, but it's like,
No,
hey, when you were working with him, everything he said was perfectly fine. Now that y'all don't work together,
Well,
it's an issue.
and that's where it gets into this like weird thing of like
But someone going, hey,
you
you're
knew
rich,
who
you don't
this
have to worry about
person was. Yeah. You knew who this person was and the things that they said and the things that they stood by.
it. Yeah,
And you had no problem when you were working together and making content together and making money together, and now all of a sudden it's a problem because you're not doing that anymore. And like it gives an impression of once the gravy train ends, it's time that I can like,
burn the bridge.
burn the bridge. And it's like it makes you not really look all that great. All that grandstanding and shit that you're doing now does not make you look good when it's like, hey, 6 months ago, you were like basically sucking this dude off every chance you got. And now it's,
There was a little pushback because you can see the cracks form
yeah.
when they were calling him, like, I hate the term, a Zionist, in like Hassan's Reddit. He was like, hey, can you police this?
Yeah.
And dude was like, nah, I'm good. I can't tell them what to do. But I don't know, it's just like he's like their Pokemon. Like, oh, we're not gonna ban him, even though it's election time. It'll be a perfect time to ban him to say, hey, we're doing something. If you having Congress people and like the what was it? Um, I no. What is the anti-Semitism group? Because they sent a letter to Twitch and like, hey, can you police that because you have an anti-Semitism problem on Twitch?
Oh, okay. I was trying to
Oh,
figure. I was like,
yeah. Well, you said the anti-Semitism group, and
was
I
like
thought you meant
Oh
like,
Nazis.
shit. Yeah, no,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. I I know what you
No.
mean now, but the way
Oh yeah,
you
no.
said it, and I was like,
I'm sorry.
I was thinking, oh, the Nazis. Like, is
That's
there
a
another word for
it's a
Nazis that we
it's
don't
a
know
pretty
right now?
easy one. That's
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
He said anti-Semitism.
pretty
Yeah,
pretty well
anti-Semitism.
represented.
Who are those guys that don't like the Jews?
Oh god. But yeah,
Twitter? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. Yeah, I don't know.
freaking get sidetracked that one.
Sorry. fucked up.
No, it's on. But yeah, I'm curious to see what the extent of these warning labels are going to be, and how to see how they're distributed. As
You know,
far
the shit's gonna
as
die down pretty quick though, because we are in the climax of the election season. So I think it's a reactionary type of thing. Um, once all the conversations die down after election season and
Okay.
probably after January,
Yeah.
you
So
probably won't even see.
specifically January 6th, yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Okay.
yeah,
It was crazy. It was the ADL, Anti Defamation League.
okay.
So
The anti-Nazis, if you
I'm
will.
like not
yeah, the
fully
anti
in focus, and it's making me crazy.
they spoke out about Twitch's
Oh,
anti-Semitism.
watch where you're putting that hand.
That's right.
I did this.
Let's
I can't.
let's start watching wrestling.
What's the?
Oh, hold
yeah,
on,
that's-
before we get into that, I got a fun
Uh,
game that's going to be different because I wanted to change it
Okay.
up a little bit because I couldn't think of any fun comic people to try to hit you with this week.
Great. It's
Play
just
face.
when my concussion brain needed a new thing.
New
but-
thing to learn.
No, it's yeah.
Gotta lose something to learn this one. No, so
Yeah.
this is
Now I can't do algebra. Shit.
not really a competition, but I, for the lack of a better, gonna take a play from Co-op 64, and I got a list here. I'm gonna see if you all can figure out. It is the top 10 gaming controllers of all time. This list is done by our friends at IGN.
I think I know this list.
There's some curveballs on here. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Look, I'm gonna be real. If the Duke isn't on there, it's a shit list.
The fucking Power Glove better be on there.
Power Glove, no glove, no love.
That's what I'm saying, baby. Let's
Power Glove
go.
was just ahead of its time. Can't change my mind.
Nah,
It really was.
It's trash. It was trash then. It's trash now. I don't care.
Power
That's a-
the Power Glove walked so that the Switch controllers could run.
There you go.
You mean the Wii remote? The Wii remote, honestly.
So we'll go back and forth, starting with old man Olas and his concussion. What do you think's on this list? I got 10 options.
64.
No N64.
I knew that wasn't on the list, even though it's a great choice.
I remember really liking the N64 controller.
It's such a bad controller.
It's
though.
really not great.
It's such a bad controller because you literally it's a. So for anybody that's too young to understand what an N64 controller is, it's literally like 3-sectioned, right? So hold on.
If he just pulls
He's
one
gonna
out, I'm
pull
just gonna
one
laugh
out.
my ass off.
I wish I had. I wish I had.
Oh, that guy.
So
That'd
your
be hilarious.
normal. My cord's stuck. Your normal controllers, yes, have these two parts. Now just imagine there's a third one here, right? Like
The controller dick, if you will.
yes. So you have to grab it by its little controller-y thing, and then you gotta and it has a joystick in the middle, and then like the D-pad here, and then they had the A, B buttons and like the C button. It was
But
a
there
really
was also a
overcomplicated
trigger button on the back.
the Z
on the
button
third.
on the back, yeah, which was good for shooters.
No, it was.
It was
bad. And it was bad.
great
now.
for shooters. It was good for like Perfect Dark and like GoldenEye, and that was it.
About it. Yeah, that was about it.
Because you were also, but the thing that makes me laugh is you were almost never using the D-pad.
Yeah.
So you
D-pad
were
was usually
always-
like it was like
the
a
only game I used the
menu.
D-pad. Yeah, the only game I used the D-pad on, I think, was like No Mercy, like WWF
Yeah.
No Mercy, because the joystick was like your taunt / finisher button, but that was it. But like your shooters and stuff, you were using the joystick to move around and the trigger button, the Z button, and then like you have the what was it, C left, up, down, right? I
Yeah.
think those were the configurations, and it's like what a confusing fucking controller. But they were still kind of cool. Like it was so different that it was like cool, but like such a pain in the dick.
Whoa. All right, KJ, what
Most
you
of
got?
the buttons didn't work.
Yeah.
I'm going with my pick. I'm gonna be mad if it's not on the Duke.
The Duke did not make the list.
Fucking bullshit. All right, let's throw away the whole list.
Did not make the list.
You're telling me the Duke didn't make it.
I feel like it's going to be higher than it deserves to be, but the GameCube controller.
Okay. If you were to guess what place that is, it is on the list.
7.
Where do you think
It's
it is?
probably going to be like top 2.
So
7.
no, it is
Okay.
number 8.
Okay.
Damn it, I'm closer.
Now they
Then
do specify.
I feel better about it.
They specified that it is the GameCube Wavebird, which if you don't, Wavebird was the wireless one.
Oh, okay.
Although
Okay.
like I don't remember those controllers being that much different, but maybe it was. I don't. Maybe because it was wireless that they think it's stuck.
Fucking cock.
Sorry, we're on the board finally. We got number 8 GameCube Wavebird. KJ,
Okay.
what do you got?
All right, fuck it. PS3 DualShock.
PS3 did not make the list.
Fucking crap.
But you know what did make the list? The
The
PS4.
Yeah. Where do you think
That's
that?
number 1.
Nah, number 3.
Damn it.
Damn it.
You will
Alright.
absolutely.
Ooh.
I can attest. You will absolutely not get number 2.
Interesting.
If you
know
get
what?
number 2, I will Venmo you $100.
After you guess, I'm going to tell you my personal favorite controller and see if it's ranked high on the list.
Wiimote.
Wiimote makes the list. Where do you think it's at?
Fucking number 1.
Number 10.
9. Oh, okay.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
The 360 controller is my all-time favorite controller.
360
I don't think it made the list.
makes
but
the
it
list.
should have. Oh, okay, good.
Where do you think? Where would you say?
For me, it deserves to be number 1.
Number
But
one?
it's probably like 5.
So it's number 7.
Okay.
I am with you. I think 360 controller is the epitome of a perfect gaming controller.
Yes.
The size, the distance of the buttons and the analog sticks, all of it.
I love that controller.
I think this is close. It is just a bit too like I want to more. This is
that the 1?
1S.
Yeah.
Or whatever that, because I know they have the Xbox One, and then when the new consoles came out, they switched all their controllers over to a different style. Because
I will say I do like Xbox controllers in general.
yeah,
Um,
this isn't bad though. The PS4, this isn't bad. I could,
PS4 is a dope controller.
I will
the
say I do like the
PS5
PS5
gets-
controller.
I was gonna say the PS5 controller gets weird hate.
I think it's a
I like the
solid.
PS5 controller.
I
yeah.
think it improves on the PS4 one. All right, who are you, KJ again? You're striking out, bro. We got to get you on the.
You know what? Fuck it. PS5.
Yeah, PS5's on the list.
Right.
We're
Number 5.
on the money.
Let's
There
go.
you go.
PS5
Look
middle
at
of the
that.
pack, number 5. So we've got number 10, we've got 8, 7, 5,
5 and
and
And 3.
3.
yeah.
All right. Olas.
I'm gonna go with the SNES.
SNES makes the list. What do you think?
Like 4.
Number 9.
Motherfucker, man.
So 4 is also probably not going to be one you all are going to get, but I do understand why it's on this list.
Interesting.
It is not a controller any of us have used before.
Okay.
Oh, I have a guess.
KJ.
Not for that one, but I have a guess that I wasn't thinking of. But wait, so are there like any like obscure ones on here that are gonna be
Probably. It's
number
IGN.
number 2 is, I had to look it up
okay?
because I had no fucking clue what this was.
When we get to it, when it's the last one we haven't guessed,
yeah.
can you give us like a hint
Yeah,
to see if like I can pull that hint out of my ass and just
absolutely.
okay.
Then, all right, number 1. Going to top 1.
Okay.
Because I know it's probably. I've recently held one and it feels so good. The fucking. Calm down. Because it's a chunky controller.
Okay.
The Xbox Elite. It is a great controller. I'm still pissed off that it still runs on fucking batteries, though.
Number 1, Xbox Elite controller.
Let's go.
It specifies the Xbox Elite 2 I didn't know there was a second version
They
of
did.
it.
They made a second run of them.
But I'll take it.
Let's go.
Good job. There you go. All right. We're whittling it down. I think we have like 3 left, 4 left, somewhere in there.
I'm gonna guess the Dreamcast controller.
Dreamcast does not make it should. Dreamcast
It should.
should.
What about the Gamecast? No, I'm kidding.
Gamecast. What was the Soldier
love it.
Boy one? What was the one Soldier Boy tried to come out with?
The Soldier
Uh,
console.
The Soldier
Yeah.
console. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just an emulator and a console.
That you can buy like for $20, and he was charging like 200. And now doesn't his website go to Nintendo's official website now?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, it does. Because he got sued to he was gonna get sued to oblivion.
That's funny as fuck.
Because the fact that he sold it in the States is the problem.
Yeah, because most of these emulators are sold overseas.
Out of China. Yeah. So
Yeah.
they couldn't touch them. Soldier Boy like, hey, you're in the States. We can reach you. Then he said he owned Atari for some weird reason. Let's see.
Cool.
The fucking Switch controller.
I'm gonna need you to be more specific.
The OLED one. Hold on.
Still more specific. There's a lot of Switch controllers.
Fuck. I just know the Joy-Con. Like
The Joy-Cons, I guess, would
It's
be
not the
what they're
Joy-Cons.
called, or? Yeah.
Okay. So somewhere in the Switch category.
It
I
is
don't
it is
fucking
a Switch controller, but it's not the Joy-Cons.
It better not be the actual controller they sell separate. Because that just irritates me. It is
It's the Pro controller.
the fucking trap. Okay.
Pro controller comes in number 6. See, here's the thing. If you want to do Pro controllers, that's cool. I'm just such a fucking sucker for the just this isn't name brand. This is PowerA.
Okay.
I love it. I think it plays great. Only thing it doesn't have is motion controls, which I don't really
So
give a shit about.
I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark. Number 2 is some bullshit obscure controller that's like it looks like the most elite console controller ever.
It's
with
not even
backwards
made by
switches.
like.
It's not made by a company.
It's not
It is
made by
just-
the companies. It's like a Amazon fucking.
No,
like-
so
No, it's not even the Amazon. It's like a $200 controller that is sold by like a gaming company, but not. They don't make games. They just make the controller itself.
this company is a popular gaming accessory company.
Astro?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
It is Astro.
Let's go.
I will narrow it down. It is a PS4 controller that Astro makes.
Okay.
But hey, we still have 2 or 3 left. So take a shot in the
Which
dark.
ones do we? So we have
So
one.
you've
I
got
guess we get
1,
two.
2 is left.
No, well, you just gave us 2.
Well, I didn't give you.
Yeah.
I said it was made by Astro. I didn't say what it was.
It's the Astro something obscure bullshit fucking PS4 controller.
So it's the Astro C40 TR4.
yeah,
You
no, I was
motherfucker.
totally gonna guess that. You fucking dicklick. Come on, what's the matter with you?
Dicklick.
I don't remember if you all got number 3.
We got number 3.
What PlayStation controller did you say, KJ?
I said PS5.
Okay, yeah. So
And
you
I said
haven't.
4.
You know, okay, so yeah,
He
we
said
did
4.
get 3. I didn't remember PS4 for some reason. So we're missing number 4, and that's it. So yeah, we're just missing what number 4 is.
Can I have a
Hmm.
hint?
It is.
Older or newer?
It's new, and it is an Xbox brand.
And we've said the 360.
It is.
You said the
I
Elite.
can attest that this is one that none of us have used, but I do like it, and I think it has a place.
Is it the one where you can like switch out the buttons and shit? I forget the name of it.
Yes. So it is the adaptive controller,
Okay.
where
yeah.
basically it's the Xbox's version of for people that have some sort of like disorder or missing fingers, limbs, etc., where they can play it and it switches out how you do it.
Gotcha.
So like I think that's cool. I think that's a good addition. I think that is a game changing, no pun intended, addition to controllers for people that don't have just normal hands, or have stuff that prevents them from being able to hold a controller a certain way and stuff like that.
Because don't the buttons have different like tensions to them as well
Mhm.
to like make them easier for certain people? Yeah.
Now I will
They're
say,
expensive, aren't they? If I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
I think
They're pretty
they're up
pricey.
there. Yeah. I don't understand how this Astro controller's up here. This thing looks like shit. The fact that
Yeah.
the
What's
fact
the
that
what?
Astro C40 TR4, for one, get a better name, bro. Like,
It looks like an Xbox.
yeah, it looks like a fucking generic afterglow controller without the afterglow.
It's on Amazon for $134.
Yeah, it's expensive.
No, this is the PlayStation 4 version.
Yeah.
Oh, see, all the versions I found were PlayStation 4 versions. It wasn't, because I even looked to make sure there wasn't like different.
Oh, so you can you can switch out parts of the controller. That's probably why.
Yeah, fucking nobody gives a shit about that.
Yeah.
That's why Elite controllers exist. Nah, see, for me, number 2, if I'm doing this list, if it's me, 360 number 1.
Yep.
I would put PS5 at number 2 because I think that's a really well done controller. GameCube number 3. I've always been in love with the GameCube controller. There's something. I mean, shit. I bought the one for the Switch. PS4 number 4. Nope. Wiimote number 5. I think I love the Wiimotes. I was always a fan of the Wii.
Okay.
Actually, I would do Switch Joy-Cons number 5 and then Wiimote number 6. Because I think the Wiimote's good, but I think the Switch Joy-Cons are better besides the stick drift. I do love the SNES controllers, so SNES probably at 7. Dreamcast probably at 8. GameCube at 9 because I like it, but it sucks. I get it. Probably Xbox One 10, just as a good, it's a good controller, but
Yeah, they're solid. Yeah, that's why I said like the Xbox controllers have all been pretty solid.
I think the PS3 controller's dog shit. I never liked the PS3 controller, especially the early stages PS3 controller where it was like the fucking boomerang
yeah,
style.
I could. It's funny because they didn't really change a lot until I think the PS4. Like the original PlayStation controller didn't have any of the joysticks, and then they started adding the double joysticks on the PS2, and then PS3, 4, 5. But the shape got better.
Yeah.
Like molded to your hand better.
Well, like I said, 2 was good. It was a little small. 3 got really weird, and then 4, 5 was where they like, okay, yeah, like this fits in my hand. But yeah, I'm like you. I although I wasn't a fan of the Duke, I do think the Duke was a popular enough one that it should have been on this list. But yeah, just because of that, we'll throw the list out. All right, let's get into the wrestling, guys. We're an hour 18 in, and 20 minutes of that was us bullshit. So let's.
Yeah, who cares?
Let's get into the wrestling portion. Do we want to start with most recent pay per view or least recent?
No, we can talk about Halloween Havoc.
It wasn't bad.
That was
It was fine. It wasn't.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it was bad.
Oh, it's the way you were the tone. I was like, I didn't think it was that bad.
Halloween Havoc was pretty okay. The best match of that card is still the women's tag.
Yeah, that was really a really decent match.
It really does go to show that as beloved as the NXT women's roster is, and it has a wide variety of contenders, the men's division fucking sucks.
Yeah, it's a little rough right now,
especially on the heel side. And I don't want to
leave Ethan Page.
I don't want to say this. Ethan Page still is mid. Seems like a cool guy. Mid. This is the second title match with Trick Williams where someone that is not part of the NXT roster comes and kind of
saves him.
steals the limelight of him
I
winning.
wouldn't say steals the limelight. You had to know something
Okay,
ECW related was going to happen because they're going to be doing fucking
do it
NXT.
on that. Do it on the next show though.
You
Well, I
could.
mean, they did
Set
see
it
it
up.
with the Ridge Holland thing.
Yeah,
I didn't take anything away from it. He was getting jumped. Ridge Holland was being a dick to Bully, and Bully kind of came in to help make sure that he was.
yeah, but don't let your champion look like the second fiddle. Like
I
yes, he
I
needs to
don't
be
at all think
saved,
he looks
but
like the
make him
second
look
fiddle.
better.
I don't think that's at all.
I think it just goes like he won the belt from Ethan. CM Punk had the last word with the GTS at the end because it shows it had to zoom out on Trick winning, and it's showing just CM Punk doing a GTS to Ethan Page while confetti is everywhere. It feels like you're looking more at CM Punk doing this
I'll give you
than
that one.
Trick.
That's fair.
Well,
And then
yeah.
the next one is Bully Ray coming in for the save, and the ending shot is Trick and Bully staring them down. It's like he kind of effortlessly put down both Ethan Page and Ridge Holland to make them run off. It wasn't Trick and Bully, it was just Bully Ray. But Bubba Ray, Bully Ray, whatever you want to
I
fucking
would
call it.
say Bubba Ray not as much just because of his level of star to me doesn't overshine Trick. Whereas
Oh no,
I
it's
get what
not.
you're saying about CM Punk because you're having a main stage guy coming in and
Yeah, because if they would have did that spot and then went back to Trick celebrating, I don't think that would have been as much of an issue. Like if they did the
No,
GTS spot and then Trick goes back to celebrating and they focus back on Trick,
yeah.
like
yeah.
Punk hits the GTS on Page, pats Trick on the back, and then leaves, and then it ends with Trick
Trick
celebrating.
celebrating is
That's
better.
a much better spot.
It's more
Um,
of a, it should have been
It should have been
Trick
me.
wins. Trick wins. Ethan's upset. Goes to swing at Trick. Punk and it grabs him, hits the GTS. Celebrate confetti.
Yeah.
And this way, it should have been Trick gets beat up by Ethan and Ridge. Bully comes down for the save. He fends off one of them, and Trick gets the upper hand on the other. It shouldn't have been he's handling both of these people at his age. That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
Didn't even really handle him that well, if I'm being honest.
Exactly.
It
That's
was,
what
it
I'm
was
saying.
real rough.
It's rough.
Which is
He had
weird
one.
because like he's not out of
I
practice. Like he was
well,
just in the ring.
I think his jacket
Was
you could
restricted.
like because you could tell he couldn't really get his like he was wearing that leather jacket, that like Paul E jacket type of thing,
Yeah.
and it was like kind of keeping him from moving his arm.
Yeah.
Because you could tell, like he took it off because you could tell it was irritating him to have that on while he was doing it.
Because I mean, he was just in ring like less than a month ago, I think.
He was
wasn't that
in the
good of a
ring
match.
like a week ago.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
With
not.
AEW talent.
Yeah, that's what I
It
was.
was fuck. What is her name? Penelope Ford.
Yeah. So I mean, to think that he's out of practice it wasn't my concern. It just, yeah, wardrobe malfunction maybe. Yeah. I just think it's funny, God. They
It's
always.
okay. The AEW people are just mad because he has criticized them for things that, and I don't think he goes out of his way to be like a dick about it. I think he comes at it from like a
He hits everybody. Like I've watched his podcast where there's criticism everywhere.
yeah. But you know, him and Dave did the NXT thing, so people were being weird about it, and I'm just like, okay. I see. I'm cool with them doing shows for every company, like being a part of like every, like if 2 months from now they did like an AEW thing, like in the same capacity, I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
They do TNA, I think that's awesome. You know what I mean? Like it's just cool to like have
And I mean,
them.
he's in the place where he's been everywhere. You know, it doesn't surprise me to see Bubba Ray show up on WWE one week and then in fucking TNA the next or AEW. Like he's at that prestige where that
Well,
just
I don't
doesn't
think
matter.
I don't think he's appeared for AEW.
No, it
Tech.
wasn't AEW. It was
I mean
AEW
more.
just adjacent
Yeah,
at
I
best.
He
mean
did
more just
that
in general,
Maple
not.
Leaf, right? That was
Yeah,
the show he was just on, the Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling one.
All
yeah.
right,
It's kind
so
of like
they did,
JBL right now, you know,
yeah.
just showing
So
up
they did kind
everywhere.
of course correct with the following show this week. where it showed them jumping Bully Ray and Trick basically 1v2ing. Like,
Yeah.
he got the upper hand. That should have been the case from the jump.
Yeah.
It should have been, hey, Trick can still handle these dudes to some degree, and Bully's just helping.
Was that not
Yeah.
how that pay-per-view ended? Was him getting jumped?
No, I'm saying they reversed
Trick
it.
got
Instead of
jumped.
Trick,
I know.
instead of Trick getting jumped, it's
Oh,
Bully Ray getting
gotcha.
jumped,
Okay,
and
gotcha.
Trick comes in to save him.
Gotcha.
And then they establish the tag match. So
Right.
I'm fine with the tag match. It's whatever. But it does show how shallow like the men's division is in NXT compared to the women's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially now that they just got 3 big signings in the last like month and a half,
Yeah.
like actual debuts of Julia, Stephanie Vaquer, and I guess she's going
Zarya.
by Zarya.
Because Delta, they can't
Yeah.
copyright in the States.
Yeah.
So I like it. Again, NXT has the best women's division across AEW, WWE, TNA. TNA is like second. Main roster is probably like third, and
Yeah.
AEW's fourth right now.
Yeah.
As much as I love the AEW women's division from a roster standpoint, story wise, not so.
It's a little weak
It's
right
kind
now.
of it's cold because of Mariah May, and they're waiting on Tony Storm and the Mina thing. Mercedes is okay.
Yeah, it's just hard to like. There's not really anything going on,
Yeah,
and
I'm waiting
that's
for the
where
next.
it's like,
They need more writers for the women's division. They need better story for the women's division.
well, they got that one chick that works specifically for Mercedes, and
Yeah, and I don't care.
that's
I-
going splendidly.
She's getting closer to the Sasha Banks of Pandemic type, which is her best version.
Yeah.
But I wonder who she's dropping that belt to. Because at best, if I could pick it, is Queen Aminata. That's who I would want that belt to be dropped to, or Athena, honestly. But
I'd rather Athena just end up going for the main.
yeah, I need more Athena on TV. But hey, whatever. I'm still pissed about that. They're kind of just slow cooking Mariah May's title reign until the Australia show in February, which that's a while. That's a long. It's what 2 months?
It's a
3
hell
months?
of a well. We're in November now, so all of
November,
November,
December,
December,
January,
January.
February.
Yeah, like almost
4
4
months.
months of, which can be rough.
Because the
Yeah.
roster isn't that deep.
Yeah.
Right. So like, who do
Compared-
you have?
She's already beaten. Let's see. She's beaten Queen Aminata. She's beaten Anna Jay. She's beaten. Well, we still have people on back burner. You're not gonna put her against
Yeah, but
Jamie
the
Hayter.
problem is we have people on back burner that we're not using, so we're bringing in cold talent to like.
You're not.
Yeah,
bringing-
it's tough.
Britt Baker was supposed to be in a match, but that didn't happen. So whenever Britt Baker comes back from her strep, because that was the
Right.
whole thing. That's why it was Willow taking that spot.
Yeah.
So she's already beaten Willow. So yeah, no. Britt's probably next, and they can build up to Full Gear, and then they really don't have World's End, and then they can just
Yes.
coast until the show.
Yeah.
They don't have a pay per view, and they only have 2 pay-per-views left.
So I know we do this every fucking week. I don't keep track.
I'm getting better at remembering this.
What's the pay-per-view for this month?
Full Gear.
Full
Full
Gear.
Gear.
What about WWE?
Survivor Series.
Survivor Series.
Rumble's January, right?
Yes.
See,
Or like,
getting there.
did they move it to like first week of February? I don't remember, but it's usually January.
Because there's nothing
'Cause
December
yeah.
for WWE.
No. Saturday Night Main Event is probably their December
Closest
show.
thing, yeah. When's Full Gear? I know
Full
it's
Gear is
this month,
November, end of November.
but in November. Okay.
I think the week before Thanksgiving.
I need to start putting
I
this shit on my
think.
calendar so that way I know.
November 23rd.
Yeah, so the week before Thanksgiving.
Yep. In New Jersey.
Joyzy.
Ooh.
All right.
Trying to get
First
tickets
hand
for that.
commentator. Oh, let's get in there.
Let's go.
Record the show from inside the show.
And World's End is December 28th, which is going head to head with WWE. I think that's actually the same night as Saturday Night Main Event.
Ooh, that's a bold choice.
Oh, that's right, because they had. I remember that came up.
Yep,
Didn't
it
they
is
switch
Saturday
something
Main
to like
Event.
Orlando or something to make it easier, and then like that was a whole thing, and yeah.
So yeah, no, they're doing the Saturday Night Main Event on the 28th of December.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So it's whatever. But
And that's not even normally like a pay per view. It's kind of like a showcase spectacle show type of.
it's a giant house show. It's a
Yeah.
televised house show, honestly. Just to pull viewership from AEW.
Yes.
So we have a new but speaking of the women's division of NXT and Halloween Havoc, we have a new North American women's champion and Fallon Henley.
Yes.
Not Toxic Attraction.
Yes.
You can't tell me that's not the same group.
It.
You cannot tell me that's not the exact same group.
I think it's. I mean, it has JC Jane in it, so it obviously it's already kind of.
It's almost a 1-for-1 kind of, but
Yeah, I don't know if
their
it's.
vibes are the same.
Yeah.
But hey, I. It's a good way to get the belt off Kalani without making her look weak because she did beat 2 people.
He ran a gauntlet. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
It was solid.
solid.
I mean, the women really performed.
Yeah,
For
they
Halloween
showed
Havoc.
out.
Like that was the strong suit of Halloween Havoc. Not that it was again, it wasn't bad, but the women really, really outperformed.
Honestly, the main event was the low point for me
Yeah,
because it just felt like a normal match.
I do like.
I get they had the spots, but me.
Oba and D'Angelo just have had so many good matches.
So Oba has pink eye now.
Gave him the real stink face.
he didn't even get it from Nikita Lyons. This is where I thought he was gonna get it. So that's
It was just like he was lifting Oba, and he just like really had to push himself.
yeah.
It's just the fact that you can hear it on the mic, and it's just like disgusting. And then you can see Oba's head jerk back.
God damn.
He probably heard that and smelled it.
What kind of fucking taunt was that?
He had a front row seat for it, and that's just not where you need to be.
Yeah.
No, but both of those guys do put on really they're.
I'll say this: when they're called up
fun
to
to
main
watch.
roster, it's gonna leave a huge hole in NXT. No,
Well, I
not
mean-
only just because of their size, but
NXT has a huge hole.
well, I mean,
I was gonna say they already have that problem, so it would be even worse to pull anybody from any male from NXT right now.
Yeah,
Would be rough.
they need more people.
Yeah.
But
I don't know quite what they're doing with Javon Evans. They're
North American title.
well,
I
because
can see
they
him.
threw him like I feel like they replaced
They
him,
put him in a tag team with Cedric.
which he was doing that tag team thing with Ashanti the Adonis, and then that turned into like a different.
They switched to black people and hope no one would.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I
Well, no,
guess-
I mean they are. I mean, obviously Ashanti has that gimmick that he has, so that he's still using that. So it's not like one just disappeared and we're like, all right, insert other black guy.
He's
Like, all right,
just waiting for Swerve to come back.
Yeah. But no, it was because Javon probably will fit more into the North American title scene later this year, or in early next year.
Yeah, he doesn't need to go for the main title right now. Not now.
Yeah, So we just need a heel turn from the family eventually. But if you think of the main roster, who's left? I mean, the main title, because he's beaten Ethan Page twice. Not Ethan Page. Fucking Rich Holland doesn't.
I mean, that'll be the next
Miss.
guy. But
Yeah, but then I guess over Femi, and
I mean, that could be the guy that takes it from him.
then Wesley is next after that. Because Wesley's a heel.
Yeah.
So
you
maybe do Wes
Hop.
first, and then
That's what I'm saying. It's Ethan, Ridge, Wes, Oba.
yeah, have Oba take it from him, because that makes the most sense, and then let Oba run with it. Kind of,
For a
similar
bit.
to like a Gunther run where he ran with the mid card title for so long, looked so unbeatable, lost, pivoted
And
over to
I
the
don't.
main card, main.
I
not
don't
main-
want that again.
What do you mean?
I don't.
Like,
I don't want that run again, just because the run he had with the North American title.
yeah.
And
I mean, I get
I mean,
it,
the
but it
problem
makes
is you'd
sense,
have
though.
to have the problem is you have to have people like you don't want him to win it and then not
lose it.
have it. Yeah. So like he has to have a decent enough run, but they also need more people. Again, like
Yeah.
that's really what it's going to come down to. They just need more people.
Do they have enough faces for a heel champion to actually?
Well, I mean, they don't even have enough heels for a face champion. So
Yeah.
it's just they just don't have enough human
Anything.
beings.
But
for
maybe they can get more faces and heels into NXT with the new WWE ID initiative program. What the fuck is called? I still hate it. This is the UK thing all over again. If y'all have not heard about it.
I've not heard about this. So what is this?
So they're starting their own indies.
Oh my
WWE.
god.
well,
Yes. It is basically a indie. It's basically it's the NXT of NXT.
Here's the only thing I'm gonna say. Regardless of how I feel about it, the response from actual indie wrestlers has been fairly positive. You're still gonna get some negative comments. So I think if they're excited about it, it's something that could potentially be good. I mean, I'm hoping it's not a terrible situation.
It's
I'm
just
hoping
it's
it's
just gonna
not.
be WWE
This
speed.
is no. I still think this is the NXT UK thing
Yeah.
all over again. And how hey, everyone was on board. It's like, oh no, it's just giving a showcase for the UK scene. They just pretty much gutted the UK scene, the indie scene, did nothing with them, and then just killed it off because of the pandemic. But
Like
Well, I mean
bad
that
timing.
I was
Was
gonna say
it's
also
that
a
like
thing.
205 live.
that's not fair to really blame on them.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I was putting the asterisk next to
Yeah.
it.
It's like 205.
I
But it
because I think had obviously the pandemic not happened, they would have continued.
they don't even acknowledge the UK championship for most
No, yeah,
people. Like
Yeah, that's a shame because I did like that
they
title
they
more,
refuse to acknowledge Gunther's reign as the UK champion.
which is so weird because you would think that that would just build.
They don't
him.
acknowledge Rhea Ripley as UK champion either. Barely.
No.
I think they did it when she first debuted, but that's about it.
yeah. That's not a title that I've heard them talk about with her.
Because the UK Women's Championship barely had any holders. It had
Tony Rhea.
Tony, Rhea, Kaylee Ray,
Oh, Kaylee Ray. Yeah. Who's
I'm,
now
I'm
Alba Fire.
yeah, Mako. Forgot her full name because she was the last one before it unified with Mandy Rose.
Oh, shit. Shit. Shit.
Oh.
Now I have to look it up. God damn it. Because I actually wanted her to win and I was upset.
Yeah, I'm about to Mako Satomura. It is only that belt has only been held by 4 women.
Yeah.
Damn.
Rhea, Tony, Kaylee, Mako. And
Is Rhea out again? Didn't I see something where
yes,
she like
orbital
shattered
bone.
her orbital bone?
She is
Yes.
bad. She has bad luck.
Yeah, man.
Her getting involved with Liv Morgan has injured twice.
Well,
Not Liv.
I guess because I
specifically.
haven't caught a lot of the weekly shows. What?
Yeah, so she took she basically took Liv's like code breaker type of thing. That
No, I
move.
heard it was a headbutt.
I thought it was a headbutt. That's what I
No,
saw.
they
The report was
so
a
I guess
headbutt, and
I guess Rhea liked somebody's post that said, "I'm pretty sure she got it from that move because if you look at the way she grabs her face." And Rhea liked that post. So I'm assuming that's what did it. They were saying it was the headbutt, but I think that's actually what it was. Like I think she landed funny on the
Code
I forget
breaker.
what Liv calls it, but the code breaker.
the Oblivion.
Oblivion.
No,
No, the Oblivion's that
The
finisher.
Oblivion
Like,
is the rope
yeah.
where she hit someone off the rope.
I think
I
she
know
was
what you're
calling
talking
it like the 201 something or other, whatever the fuck it was. But yeah, so basically she took the code breaker and I think it fucked her up.
Gotcha.
So they did the NXT angle because you know what the rule is, man. You can't. Those NXT parking lots are not the
Dangerous
place
place.
to be. Yeah, it's the most
So
dangerous place on the planet.
Royal Rumble. So more likely Royal Rumble return
Yeah. Number
with an eye
30.
patch.
Gotta get the
Number
Undertaker
15.
mask.
Also, the UK Championship for the men has only been held by 4 people, but 5 reigns.
Gunther, Ela.
Okay, that's 2.
Yep.
Missing 2 more.
I know the other two.
I'm looking at the other.
Are they
have
currently
been on the-
active in
Yes.
WWE?
I think one
Yes.
is injured.
Oh yes,
One is injured, but they're both main roster right now.
and
They were in a tag team.
I was
at
gonna
one
say they
point.
did team together
Oh god, this is gonna bug me. God damn
with
it.
a guy who's in AEW. Is he still in or ROH? Is he?
Wait, what?
Didn't he go over
No.
to AEW?
Isn't he in? If the person you're thinking about, they're in fucking TNA.
Alright, I give up. Who is it?
Oh, are they?
Oh, it's Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne.
Ah, damn it.
But Trent Seven
Trent
went to
No, Trent Seven's in TNA.
Uh,
That's what I thought you were talking about. Yeah,
he went to AEW.
he was in
wrestled.
AW for a match, but no, he's in
I thought he
TNA.
wrestled a couple of matches for ROH, and then I didn't see
Wait,
him.
no,
for that.
TNA.
Okay.
He signed for TNA. I think that was one of their big signings of like, because I remember Scott D'Amore like literally when TNA first became TNA again, he was literally one of the first names.
Okay.
So yeah. But yeah, no, Tyler Bate was the first champion. Lost it to Pete Dunne, who lost it to Walter, then Ilya.
Yeah.
Tyler got it after it was vacated.
Yes.
Because I think Trent Seven was supposed to be champion, but then, hey, pandemic, who cared?
Are
They
Tyler and
unified
Pete
it
Dunne
with-
still technically a tag team?
No.
Tyler's just injured right now, isn't he?
Yes. I think he was injured, and they did not a breakup, but basically, hey, we teamed for a little bit. It was fine, but
Pete Dunne's on his revenge tour where he's
Pete
proceeded
Dunne wanted
to
to
get his
find
ass
himself.
kicked by every person
Yeah.
he's trying to have revenge against.
yeah, so.
Talk about burying that guy a little bit. He's gotten beaten by Sheamus twice, one of which with his arms tied behind his back.
But that was in a thing, so.
Oh,
Even the
Lord.
main roster is kind of just lackluster right now.
Yeah,
Because the women's championship wrestlers have like Liv is champion, but it feels more about the story with Dominic. Why is Dominic just the James L?
so if
what,
I win the
Ellsworth?
championship, do I get
Do I get him
Do I
too?
get
Like,
him
all
too?
right, can we cool it with the fucking Dom thing? I'm sorry, he
Fucking
seems like
lucky
a cool
bastard.
person, and I don't.
lucky bastard?
I think Louis Kaiser would have some words with Dom.
Yeah, that dude's gonna
Just
beat that ass like that.
just running kick out of nowhere.
I guess.
But
Not
yeah,
that
no.
intimidating.
Honestly, like the championship scene in WWE is really just like it feels way too repetitive, especially with the spoilers coming out
Hey,
of Raw.
speaking of championship scene though, my guys, the Motor City Machine Guns, week fucking 2, win gold.
And I'm cool with it. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm cool
Well
with
deserved.
it. I do kind of wish.
I can see people bitching like, "Oh, well, you shotgun them to the championship, but y'all complain with AEW. You guys don't fucking care. This is not an AEW WWE bit. This is more of the story fit the narrative of them winning.
Yeah,
They came
And
in as a
it,
decorated champion.
right. I was gonna say it's a team that has well deserved this title run.
But
The-
not every WWE fan is a wrestling fan.
so
No,
my only issues, the only team that I would put not on the same level because of just the history that Machine Guns have, but I still feel deserve a title reign would
Street Profits.
be Street Profits.
Yeah, I really wish
Just
they would start doing more with them or split them and have them do their own thing.
yeah, either make them
I feel like they
champions or
just
let
don't
them do
care.
their own. Yeah, I agree. It feels
Montez
like they don't
had
give a
one good
shit,
showing in the Elimination Chamber 2 years ago,
and they did nothing.
and
with
they
it.
haven't been tag champs in 4 years.
Yeah.
Because
They
even
need to-
the Bobby Lashley thing, where it's
And
like,
it's-
hey, this seemed like this could be like a cool
Well, the
kind of.
the problem with that was because they were still so over. All three of them were still so over. Nobody actually wanted to boo them, which you would look at as
Make
all
them
right.
face.
We got to pivot. So they did. They made them face, but then like they didn't really pivot to a place that like made
They feuded with
enough sense.
Karrion
I mean, they had the
Kross.
WrestleMania match with Karrion, all Final Testament, and then it just kind of
They gave them no opportunity to showcase what they were as a group. They didn't even
Yeah.
get a name. They never actually got an official name on the main roster.
Yeah.
The
No,
problem
yeah,
was the
'cause-
backstage thing.
Because you could
Yeah,
have had
it's just
almost a really good, almost evolution-ish kind of, the suits and tie, like
But no, it was again Bobby. There was a whole thing with Bobby talking about we pitched ideas the entire. He was pitching ideas the entire time.
No,
yeah.
if
What
there's-
I've learned in the last couple of weeks is that Bobby Lashley has some really awful ideas.
He has some good ideas too. We're not gonna talk. We're not gonna talk about the Gunther thing because I refuse.
We're not. We're
We're
not going to
just
talk
gonna
about it.
skip over
what
that.
other thing?
Just
Like
shut
it's
up.
the worst. It's the worst idea you could have ever
This is
ever
why
come up with.
This is why some wrestlers should not have creative control of their stories.
And
Bobby
like
is a great guy.
I will
There-
say
there's-
though,
as well.
if there's one
there's
thing
some great
WWE
wrestlers.
has done is they have fumbled him numerous times.
Yes,
Even
from
in
the
his
jump.
entry run. Although he won championship gold, they never did anything with him. He was
No,
just
no.
this he
He
was
won-
just the big
no.
guy. Well, he
No,
won ECW, but
We're not because he was the wrong person to win that belt. I will forever. He was wrong place at the wrong time. If he was world heavyweight champion or WWE champion, it would have been fine.
yeah.
But the fact that they put him to win the ECW championship in a ECW event over CM Punk, who was the big ECW guy at the time,
Yeah.
was a fucking misfire, and it never clicked from that point.
No, Bobby easily should have been a lifelong talent with WWE, and they just continued to fucking fumble him. Because I
His
love
best-
Bobby Lashley. Like
His best work was TNA.
Yeah, no, I
There
agree.
isn't-
Yeah. Yep.
And it's a shame because they bring him back, and I'm like, okay, like they're seeming like they're gonna do something with him,
and did nothing with them.
And
Put him in a cuck storyline.
well, it's not even that. Like they start a lot. Well, yeah. Besides that,
Yeah, but now I worry
that.
that was also his idea.
No, that was Vince. That was a Vince call.
Well,
No, that was
Give him
a
the-
Lana call.
Yeah, I mean,
But like
sometimes
they
Damian Priest is
start
right there.
they
Well,
start so many.
She just
good
came
ones.
out and specifically stated that her and Damian Priest are not together, which is hilarious that you have to come out and say
Isn't
that.
Damian
Yeah.
Priest married to somebody?
No,
No.
I thought he was married.
He's dating. I'm pretty
the girl
sure.
from the party girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, seemed like it.
If they're not dating, they
They
do
are
way
very
too many
close.
TikToks together. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, he was doing the same thing with Lana, so
That's fair.
he just might be the guy
Uh,
friend of the group. Honestly,
But like they start so many good things with Bobby, and then they do nothing.
I just want him. But well, he's in AEW now.
Yeah.
He can kill his sister.
Mhm.
If you don't get that joke, I need that. I need that bit. I just need him. I need him and Shelton Benjamin just to go backstage and beat the shit out of Max Caster.
Man, you look familiar.
Just-
Do I know you from somewhere?
No, it's not even. It's no. It's no talking. It's just Matt Caster and fucking Anthony Bowen just talking backstage, and you just see Sheldon just out of nowhere, fucking elbow, and just start beating, and they just look at Anthony, and go, "You're good," and then walk off. That's it. That's the only talk.
Speaking of
Oh,
Anthony Bowens, can I tell you one of my favorite things going on right now is the back and forth Twitter with him and Mariah May is one of my favorite things to watch.
Yeah.
If you're not
No,
following
not
it, she's
is it?
basically thirsting over him.
You said Max Caster?
I said Anthony Bowens.
Okay. I
Yeah.
don't know why. I just sorry,
No.
because Max
Yeah.
is apologizing on Twitter now
Well, I'm sure.
for everything,
Well, he needs
for a
to.
lot of things.
Yeah. But the Anthony Bowens Mariah May bit is probably
is.
one of my favorite things to watch back and forth. I don't know if you saw the Halloween tweets. They
No,
were really funny.
can only be good.
She did something like Buzz Lightyear or whatever, and
Yeah.
he said something to the effect of like, "Doesn't beat my Woody," and she said, "Just put your snake in my boot already," or something, and he went, "It's already in Andy's," and I'm like, "That's fucking hilarious!" Like
That is
that's
actually hilarious.
great. Yeah,
Jesus.
like you could tell like they enjoy having each other around, kind of thing. Like that's just a fun back and forth. Like she's thirsting over the clearly out
Game.
gay man, and
Didn't they do this on TV before?
they probably he did something.
It
Was it
was
her?
no, it was what's the girl who hangs around Soraya now?
Harley Cameron.
Yes, it was Harley Cameron doing the bit of her
Yeah,
Soraya,
yeah,
and he goes,
yeah,
"I don't know if you know this,
yeah.
but I'm gay," and had the whole arena chanting, "He's gay."
That was, although I don't care
Man.
for this group. I did happen to see it was the Tony
The Meat
Stark,
Boys.
Logan, and Baszler. I forget what their group name is now.
So he's
Lesbians with attitude.
Oh,
yeah.
that's what we
Sorry.
call them, but
Pure Fusion Collective.
that's too
Yes.
many words.
I'm pretty sure I'm right, and I'm sad that I remember.
Yeah, that is what it is. I was gonna say something else, but I'm pretty
Oh
sure you're
shit!
gonna
I
have
was
to. What's the timestamp? I'll tell you when to edit me.
152. What you got?
Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm not gonna do it.
But it was because Baszler and Logan are either bi or full lesbian. I can't remember offhand.
Baszler is, I'm pretty sure, just
Baszler's
fully
lesbian.
gay.
I couldn't remember if Logan was as well or if she was bi but
Zoe Stark is I don't know.
And
I
not
do
Logan. What the fuck's her name? Daria. What the fuck is her name?
no. That's
Sonya
what
Deville.
Sonya Deville's married,
But also gay.
lesbian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but it was the two of them backstage and
I wish
they're
better
joking
for them.
about Tony Stark, how she's dressing, and she's like, "Is there something you want to tell us?" She's like, I'm trying to dress like part of the team." And they go, "Which team?" It's like, oh my god.
I feel like most wrestlers are funnier when the camera's not on because they're told what to say.
I love
Yeah.
watching like because I follow Mia Yim on TikTok and like the stuff she does with Baszler and like it's fucking hilarious.
Like, didn't they like swap clothes?
Yeah.
And then you can see the point of view of like
opens
like
up like,
she's
what the fuck are you doing? Like,
yeah. Why are you in my house?
Shayna is one of the funniest people to watch on like anybody's TikToks because she's usually on somebody else's TikTok, just tired of their shit.
Yeah.
Like it's just the funniest. Like it's a constant theme of like you can tell she's clearly happy to be around them, but she's pretending to be like exasperated and just tired of their shit.
But also fuck those I feel like it's just one guy, but fuck the guy who kept saying Mia Yim was up next for the releases when the releases came out. Yeah, no.
Fuck yeah, fuck whoever
no,
that is.
I don't know. I
didn't
feel like
see that.
they've been pushing her quite a. I mean, she's
Yeah,
been
but-
kind of cannon fodder a few times, but like,
No,
that's
like
odd.
someone saying, "Oh yeah, no, she definitely needs to be released." Like, okay,
nah,
fuck off.
I think she's good talent to have around.
Yeah.
I think she's someone, especially in the women's division, that could fill a title spot if they really needed somebody.
You leave former knockout champion Jade alone, okay? God damn it, I don't want to hear it.
Okay, no, I remember that it was a report about the releases, and she was like, "Hey, it sucks that these people got released." And someone retweeted like, "You're next, boo."
Damn.
This isn't
Unless
funny.
you're
Don't be
unless you're
like this
Cora Jade who commented on Indies and was like, "Oh, thank God."
because they're
Like
friends.
obviously
They
you
know each
know that
other.
they didn't mean she was really happy
Yeah.
for it to happen. But
So
I thought that was funny because I knew immediately that was like,
yeah,
oh,
in
okay.
character.
Yeah.
But her response was, "This isn't funny. Don't be like this person. These are real people and their livelihood."
Yeah.
Because yeah, it was just like fuck off.
Fucking triple chin, motherfucker.
Well, I mean, we could segue into the
Yeah, the
releases.
releases.
We've had 3 releases over the last what was it? 3 days ago? 2 days ago?
Like 3 days ago.
When did you send that?
3, because it was the first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
So
it was
Technically
right
Yes,
before
speaking.
Crown Jewel.
yeah. So 3 days ago, Indy Hartwell, Tegan Knox, and Baron Corbin were released.
Well, not released.
Contract's
'Cause-
not renewed.
Exactly. So they'll be immediately free agents. Well, no.
No, it says effective 90 days.
Yes, because there's 90 days out to the contracts being up.
Okay.
Because they specify it's not like, hey, we're releasing them, we're giving them notice that, hey, in 90 days your contract will be up. And we're not re-signing. It's
So
the
they're
same.
just keeping them off of TV until.
Yep, pretty much.
I was surprised by
It's the same thing as being released and having a 90-day no compete, but it's just like, hey, it's just still you're under contract for these 90 days.
It's weird that had to come out though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what you know what I mean. Like if it wasn't a straight up release, I'm not really sure. Although they've been playing it that it has been a release,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't like all the reports have been other than, and I saw people bitching, oh the WWE PR machine's garbage because they're calling it a departure and not a release, and I'm like, well, I mean it depends on. I mean, if they're doing it the way you're saying, then it is a departure. At that point, they're not renewing the contract.
It's an agreement
They're not
between two
releasing it.
parties that they don't
Yeah,
want to do
Indy
it.
Hartwell will be departing WWE and effectively be a free agent in 90 days. So they don't like label it as a release.
I didn't
more
see
like
hers coming because they were kind of like pushing her with
she was literally on the tape SmackDown show.
yeah. So that was kind
And
of surprising.
she's been doing like the speed stuff with Candice LeRae.
Because they've been a tag team since being called up.
And not to
But I
say
think-
that Baron Corbin's wasn't either, but I also hadn't seen Baron Corbin on TV for a bit.
Because they did the dumb thing of breaking up the what was it, the War Dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
no
they
reason, even
teamed
though
him with
everyone
like
liked it.
Apollo,
Yeah.
which I thought was an odd pairing, but
Which
like not a
inherently I
not
was
a
kind of
bad
about
pairing.
it. Like I was like, okay,
Yeah.
because like once again, him and Apollo, I feel like just weren't used properly. Like Apollo's, I find impressive, but they just don't do anything with him. Baron Corbin, I
Yeah.
think, is super impressive. They just do all the wrong things with him.
Yes.
Like give him pirate fucking bits and shit,
The Tegan Knox really just bad luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously with the 2 different knee injuries and different things, like shit just didn't go the way. And yeah, they brought her back and they still didn't really do much with her. I don't know how much of that she was injured. I know. Yeah, I mean, listen, these guys can't control this. Like
Yeah.
we gotta stop knocking people for getting hurt because they say the same shit about like Dakota Kai. Well, I think we had this conversation about like Nikita Lyons a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Like she's got the 2 knee braces. Like that's not her fault. Like why are we doing this? And we were talking I think before we started recording about the different crazy things that have been going on. Like I just saw a thing for anybody who follows basketball. Like Joel Embiid pushed a reporter because the reporter was really out of line. I don't know if either of you heard about this, but Joel Embiid, he's the center for the Philadelphia 76ers. If you don't know, he had a son. He named his son Arthur after his little brother who was killed in a car accident. He was struck by
Okay.
a vehicle.
Yeah.
And his little brother was like his best friend in the whole world. So he named his son after his little brother. And I forget how it was worded, but he the reporter made a thing and was like essentially like, yeah, Arthur, who's like the most important thing in his life and blah 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 blah, you know, um he wants to make his son proud, but he's not doing that because he's not showing up to work enough and something because like he's been hurt and he's trying to like rehab and get back. And it's like, it's one thing to be like, yeah, this guy's hurt a lot as a fucking sports reporter. Like, yeah, it sucks. He's just hurt a lot, blah, 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 blah. He seems to be injury prone. Even if you took that approach, that's one thing. But like,
Your
you
son's
brought the kid's
disappointed.
son into it. Yeah, like, what the fuck? I would have fucking threw him in through a wall. Like, what the fuck? Like, this guy shoved him. Like, that's a 7-foot man shoving, I don't know the size of this other guy,
It's a
but
technical.
yeah, like, yeah, fucking, he'll get fined, and I'm sure he'll pay it happily.
Be happy
Same
it
way,
wasn't just the. Be happy it was just a chef, because
same way, Jason Kelsey will happily pay off whatever fucking thing he gets hit with, whatever
It was Jason.
lawsuit
Yeah, Jason Kelsey breaking the kid's phone because he shoved it in his face, calling his brother F slur for dating Taylor Swift.
for
I don't
dating
blame him.
Taylor
I'd have
Swift,
done it
which
too.
also doesn't
I'm
make
sorry.
sense.
I'm gay because I'm getting pussy. The
Yeah.
fuck is wrong with you?
I'd have
From
done
like
it
the
too.
most
I'd have shattered
famous
the phone.
fucking music artist on the planet. Like,
You got money like that? I'll shatter a phone. I'll go fuck.
listen, I'm not a Taylor Swift fan, nor am I like, yeah, she's like super hot or anything. But like,
I think she's built like
how
a
does that
fucking
make
plant.
her? Yeah, how does that make him
Gay.
Show me
I
the.
gay?
swear.
Show me the
Like,
logic.
okay.
Put the logic in the bag.
You put too much. Like the guy's he could be the worst person ever, but what the fuck are you doing? This man is just chilling. Why are you shoving a phone in his face?
As the
And
kids,
also, like,
as the
over
kids
his
say,
shit.
put the fries in the bag.
And also,
No.
Jason Kelsey, like, listen, I'm a Giants fan, so I have to hate the Eagles, but like, Jason Kelsey seems like the nicest dude, like the most relaxed, chill dude. Like,
This
I'm
this man
supposed
is
to hate
twice,
him, and I can't. Like, I can't hate the guy.
Yeah.
this man is twice your size. What do you? I know you think putting his hands on you is gonna make you millions, probably because you can sue him. That probably will not stop him from suplexing your ass
Listen,
into some grass, not
Well,
concrete.
more people need to take the 50 Cent approach on these things. I don't know if anybody ever saw
Or
that
Mike
interview with
Tyson.
50.
Why not fucking?
The dude, it was funny because it's one of my favorite things to see. It's a clip of, I don't know what show he was on, but the guy's like, yeah, you're gonna punch me in the face and I'm gonna be up, and then I'm gonna have my man come punch me in the face and another guy come punch me in the face and say that you did all of it, so I'm gonna get all your money. And he's like, or I'm just gonna take the money that you would have won and give it to some other people and take you out, and then nobody remembers anything. And I'm like, that's perfect. See, that's how you got to deal with shit. Not that I advocate for
Yeah.
anybody dying, but
All right, Lil Durk.
that's easy there. I'm not trying to get
Oh,
Yeah, you
Lord.
the key to the
trouble.
city and they get arrested by the feds later.
Yeah, perfect.
In other
It's,
news,
not, it's a super high though. I mean, like
yeah,
it's a pretty low, but you got to take the good with the bad.
in other news, Young Thug got released
Oh, Lord.
and put on 15 years of probation,
Yeah.
and immediately started talking about killing rats. Let's see how long this fucking lasts. Speed run
I
probation.
love people. I love it. I do want to say something else about the releases. While it is sad that they got released, and I hope that they find success wherever else they go, can we all stop getting online and pretending like we're the biggest Indy Hartwell and Tegan Knox fans and all this other shit? Like, listen, be sad for them. I'm sad for them. I do like them. I like all three people that got released.
Yeah.
And I hope that, I think we were talking, I could see Indy going. Indy could pretty much go wherever. She's funny. She's pretty. Um, she's decent in the ring. She's not amazing, but she's still young. She could still work on it, and do whatever, maybe some time in the Indies. Even if she ended up in AEW, she went to TNA, whatever she ended up doing, I think would be
Indie wrestling.
fine. Tegan now back to Nixon Newell. I think we said made a better fit for TNA than she did AEW.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, if she went to AEW to help that women's division, it wouldn't be a terrible thing. But
Yeah.
Corbin, I don't know that is gonna end up wrestling again. Maybe he'll like kind of do some stuff here and there. Maybe I don't know. Another super likable dude. Like if you follow any of his content, is pretty great. He does a lot of like cooking things. I know I've
Yeah.
sent a bunch of videos to you of like his cooking and stuff, and
Baller
but yeah,
house.
it's just a weird like online thing of like, oh my god, I'm so devastated, and it's like, okay, but like, where were you when they weren't being like you weren't doing shit? Like nobody cares. It's just that big bad company did big bad thing, and I'm upset, so I'm gonna pretend that I've always cared for this person, and like again, these are human beings. You don't want anybody to lose their job unless they fucking deserve it. And these three people did not deserve to lose their job. If that's what's happening, if it's just a we're not renewing the contract, that's different,
Yeah.
because then that's just a normal business transaction.
Yeah.
Then it's not a oh my god, I can't believe they did this. Like if they got released, that's one thing. It's terrible. It's awful. If it's not renewed, I mean that still sucks. But yeah, it's just this weird. I'm so tired of seeing that. Oh, they deserve better. And I'm like, you didn't give a shit about them last week.
I
Like,
would say
please
the
don't.
three of them, Corbin, I think deserve better because
I say Indy.
Indy,
Indy.
yeah.
Only because of one instance. Her winning the NXT Women's Championship
Uh-huh.
and immediately getting called to Raw while
Weird,
NXT Women's
yeah.
Champion and also injured.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she never got a run with the belt, and she had to relinquish it anyway because
Yeah,
she was drafted to Raw.
it was a really shitty set of circumstances that just did not work out in her favor.
That's
Yeah.
true, too. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Then after coming back, she really wasn't utilized. She was just the person next to Candice LeRae.
Yeah.
So she never got an identity past the way.
And if they would have done more with the heel turn, like I enjoyed watching the heel turn happen, where Candace was being an asshole and Indy was like conflicted, and then finally gave in, and it was kind of a slower burn. I was cool with that, and then they just did fuck all with it, and it was like, God damn it, man! Like, I was so excited that they were doing something with other people that weren't. I mean, listen, they are utilizing more talent these days, but a lot of it is still rinse and repeat. Like, how much of the show right now is Tiffany, Naya,
Rhea and Liv.
Like, and it's
Seth.
just
That's another tag team gone from the women's tag division.
Yeah.
That's already as shallow as a kiddie pool. And according to spoilers, they're already teasing the breakup of Jade and Bianca.
Which, yeah, I don't know, because I'm cool if they do that match at Mania, but breaking them up now seems
early,
way too, way too early. Because then you have, again, we were talking the same thing with Mariah May. Like, what do you do for the next 4 months? Okay, great. Now we're talking WrestleMania. What the fuck do you do for the next 6?
Yeah.
Like,
so, I mean, they can hold on to. I don't want them to hold on to those belts for too. Honestly, I was hoping Lash Legend and I do not know the other girl's name. I'm sorry. Jakara Jackson.
Yes.
I was hoping they would do an upset and win the belts.
And there's still time for that.
I need my girl Piper to get that belt again.
Yeah, I'm okay with. I'm fine on that. I'd rather have her a women's champion anyway.
I do, yeah. I mean, I do enjoy Piper and Chelsea very much.
I like their dynamic, but I'd rather have Piper as a single star.
Yeah.
Her
Chelsea too, though, because Chelsea can work. Like that's.
I want the same way Ethan Page won the NXT championship, I want Chelsea Green to win a championship the same way.
Yeah.
Like fatal
Like
four-way
by
triple threat,
accident kind of thing.
gets knocked out and falls on
See,
someone.
and that works perfectly for Chelsea. That's the thing. Like that
What's
works
even during
so
Crown Jewel
well.
where she gets in, she's not even the legal person. She's in there trying to fight the other two.
Or she wins Money in the Bank.
Yeah. Well, we
I
thought
mean,
that
that would be
last year.
fun.
We thought that last year. That it was
And
gonna
also
be.
funny, no, she wasn't the same way Otis did that one year, where he wasn't on top of the ladder. It fell in his hands. I
Yeah.
want I want them to recreate that with
Like
Chelsea just at the bottom of
some kind of fuckery happens that she gets it.
Yeah,
And
I don't want her to legit win it. I want her to accidentally win this.
Right place, right time.
And she doesn't even cash in properly. Someone just takes the briefcase from her and counts it. And she's like,
Well,
but I want the best for her. I want the best for everyone involved in every situation right now.
I do hate that they're kind of doing the Damian Priest thing with Tiffany Stratton, where it's like every time she tries to cash in, she can't. And it's like, okay, I've already seen this before.
Yeah,
Like,
but they do that with
every.
everyone.
Eh,
I'm just happy the women's Money in the Bank holder has held it more than a weekend.
yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna cash it in a minute. Like,
Yeah, in a day.
hey, I just won it. Hey, keep your eyes open. I'm coming
Yeah.
for you tonight.
Because
Like,
what
whoa.
that makes her the second longest Money in the Bank holder.
Who's
'Cause
first?
Carmella's first,
Yeah, she held hers for a while.
and then everyone else was a day until Io. And Io was like a week, just a weekend because I think she was the second longest because she won it that Saturday and cashed in on Monday.
Yeah. How long? Oscar had it for a while, and then she
Oh.
technically didn't even cash in.
Oscar never held it for a while. It was literally that weekend because she won it Saturday, and then they revealed that the belt was inside on Monday.
Oh, why did
Yeah,
I
it was
think
never.
it was?
It was never a
Why did I think that happened like earlier in the year, so that
nope.
she had it like for a while? I guess not. Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, the only things we really have to talk about to continue on is we kind of briefly touched on Bound for Glory. We were just talking about it, kind of shooting the shit, and then Crown Jewel. Oh, and Samantha Irvin.
Oh
if
yeah,
we want to talk about that.
That's fun. I don't remember much from Bound for Glory.
the wrong person won. Joe Hendry should have won. Don't care.
I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I think he's fully WWE bound at some point, which is why he didn't win. That would be my only guess.
If he is, that is such a. If he does, if Jordan Grace and Joe Hendry both jump to WWE, then I will stand by the fact that the AEW partnership was better. Because that just seems like they poached the top talent from both divisions and just said, "Nah, we're
Let's say,
good."
are they talking that Grace is also gonna?
Grace's contract is up in like January.
Is it?
I mean, she did just show back up on NXT again.
Yeah,
They did have a cool spot where it was like Jordan Grace, Stephanie Vaquer, Julia, and like Rhea.
It's a 4-on-4 women's match next week.
Yeah, like an 8 women tag match.
Kalani, Zarya, Jordan, and Stephanie Vaquer. Or was it 5-on-5?
I thought it was 5-on-5 because
It's
you had
5-on-5.
Kalani, Zarya. You had the 3 new signings.
It's 5-on-5
with Jordan Grace and Kalani Jordan against. You're gonna have to help me fill in the blanks. I know it's
Toxic Attraction, Cora Jade, and Roxanne Perez.
Yeah, okay. I remembered Cora and Roxanne. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just gonna do this.
I can't remember the third chick's name. It's Fallon
Henley.
Henley, thank you. I don't know why I couldn't get that out.
I don't even know the group name.
JC Jane.
Fatal
and
Influence.
I don't remember what's the is that what it is?
Okay.
It's fatal
Thank you.
Yeah,
influence.
it
What?
is.
Who's the third girl? I can't remember her name for some reason.
Ja-
JC
Jasmine.
Jane. Oh, is it Jasmine Nix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Fuck.
Bless you. I'm just blanking on like names. Maybe it is the concussion. I
Too
don't
many
know.
J's.
Well, and that doesn't help.
Too
either.
many girls' names rhyme. This guy
Bless you.
allergic to cats over here still trying
Thank
to
you. Yes, I am.
just kill the cat already. God damn it. For the sake of the podcast.
But yeah.
Oh, I thought you were
Crown
muted.
Jewels.
I thought you were
No.
muted. I was like, yeah. So Crown Jewel obviously happened over the weekend. It was something. No, it
was
wasn't bad. I'm never a fan of the Saudi shows. They always feel pushed.
You know who I feel bad for? That one kid with a giant CM Punk sign. He ain't ever gonna see it. I'm telling you now.
Nah.
He ain't ever. You ain't ever gonna see CM Punk at a Saudi
No,
show.
yeah.
Nah.
If you do, Twitter will fucking melt. That'll be the moment.
I did like that they were chanting for like WrestleMania, and he was just like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
that's happening in Vegas." Like, like get fucked. No,
they do not want that.
They've
that
got
would
to be
be.
making a lot of money from that deal.
But
They
that's
are.
it's a Vince thing though. Vince was the
Yeah.
one who made that deal, so they're locked in. They
Honoring
can't.
that, yeah.
Yeah, they have to honor that deal. So sucks.
Weakest match. The Randy Orton Kevin Owens thing just seemed kind of out of place.
I'm pretty sure. So this was another thing we were talking about before you joined the call originally this
Yeah.
morning.
I
What
mean,
the
it is
fuck,
more.
earlier.
Yeah.
Kevin and Kathy Kelly were driving in like a dune buggy type of thing, and it like flipped like
Oh,
multiple
shit.
times.
So Kevin might have been hurt.
He was
So they couldn't do a full match. They just did the kind of.
I think
beat him up.
I think they
you know.
had to I think they had to pivot. Because if you look, there's an interview on social media, like Kathy Kelly tries to interview him, and he's like laying on one of those equipment boxes, and you can see like just him trying to get up. He was not doing good. Like he was in rough shape.
Yeah.
And I saw a picture of the fucking thing that was like flipped over. It was rough. The fact that both of them walked away from it is amazing.
Yeah.
Um.
Okay. Well, that makes more sense then, because I remember watching it. It was like, this seems super random.
Yeah.
So
Although the RKO Adam Pierce gets hit with look devastating.
Survivor Series match. Let's go. Team Pierce versus Team.
I hope so.
All this.
Yeah.
All this
Former
digging.
NWA champion.
Yeah.
But let's see. If we're not counting the Randy Orton Kevin Owens match, worst match on the card, I would have to say the Bloodline match.
It seemed really quick. Like, I was definitely thinking that match was going to take longer.
Oh, let's not talk about the botch finish.
Well,
Well, not. There was a botch, a big one.
Jimmy mistimed the.
Yeah,
Who did?
that should have counted. Remember when Solo first pinned Roman?
Yeah.
It's 1, 2. The ref just has to stop because Jimmy's supposed to break it up.
Oh, yeah, Jimmy
And
did.
they kind of try to quickly switch over to show Jimmy behind them.
Yeah,
To say,
like he
oh, he
broke
broke
it
up the
up.
pin at the. No, he didn't.
Like
He
he like
completely missed.
tickled his foot or something, like something.
Yeah, because now it's not like Solo even moved. It was like the ref just stopped at some point.
I saw that. I didn't realize. I just thought it was the camera angle. It looked weird on it. I didn't realize that.
No, they kind of, they tried to fix it, but no. That match was just not good.
It was. I don't think it was bad. There was aspects of it I thought we could have done better.
I will say the fucking boot to the face that Roman took from Sammy looked fantastic.
Yeah.
Like he got shot.
He fucking took the fuck out of that kick. That
Yeah, no, it served its purpose of getting Sammy involved again, and giving the new bloodline a win because they need one,
yeah, I mean, they needed it.
I still,
and pinning Roman out of all of them is actually a big choice.
yeah.
Yeah, because I saw somebody bitching online, and they were like, "It should have been Jimmy to take the pin," and I'm like, "Yeah, but that's kind of
It means more for
expected."
Roman. Yeah,
Yeah,
I still do love Sammy has such a good overhead suplex. Just that snap suplex he does. The
yeah,
what is it, T-bone? Is that what it where it's
Yeah.
the
yes,
God, it always looks so good. No matter who he hits it on. I just always think it looks so good. But I do like the fake out hug for the T-bone suplex
Yeah.
and the other three are just like, what the fuck just happened?
What? But yeah, that match was okay. The women had a great showing. It wasn't the
I thought the tag match was
polished
really
match.
was what I did like is even like Io's botch, I thought she on the fly like
Corrected herself. Yes.
corrected it in a good way where it's like, oh hey, yeah, we tried to go for the move and high flying stuff
It
sometimes doesn't
yeah.
work and
Michael Cole corrected, like trying to cover on
yeah.
commentary, like, "Hey, these are top level." I feel like everyone understands. Sometimes shit don't work.
Yep.
Is no one got hurt?
Hey, I know
He-
here's the thing. I know we shit talk Chris Jericho a lot. But
Fuck Chris
like
Jericho.
that is one of the few points that I've liked that he brought up is like the use of botches where it's like this shit is people are performing live like this is it's not botches sometimes shit just doesn't go
The way
I
you
mean,
way
want it
but
to.
to.
sometimes it is botched.
It is.
Let's be
I'm
real.
not
Sometimes
saying
it's
I'm
just
not
funny.
saying entirely, but I do like that mentality of like not everything's a botch. Sometimes
No,
the
and
move just doesn't pan out the way that it was supposed to.
my thing would be it's a botch when it's somebody consistent.
Yeah.
No,
Uh,
everything's a botch. It's just like let's
but like
not harp. It's
yeah,
more of a there's levels to harp on someone over it, and this is like shit happens.
it's one thing to be like, hey, this kind of this sucks.
When
They
was the
kind
last
of
time EO messed something up?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, even
and
then, I
even
mean,
then,
you could do 100% of the thing right, and the move just not pan the way
connect.
you thought
Yeah,
it was gonna
and,
pan.
and even then, it's EO. It didn't happen. I
Yeah.
forgive her.
like it's never like, oh man, this whole thing sucked. It's like Athena versus Abaddon for the Ring of Honor title, and the table would just not break.
Yeah,
Shit,
like it's
shit sucks.
I did see a funny comment. It was like,
Abaddon is
man,
the table.
yeah, that one. And then I said, man, even the table doesn't sell in AEW. What the fuck? Like the
But yeah, the match was fine. I still think the wrong people won. I
Lash
love
Legend
Jade.
winning would have been a very interesting.
Lash Legend still looks better than Jade
She
Cargill
does,
in
yeah,
the ring.
absolutely. Especially, and it was the most noticeable
I
when it
like
was
that you
them
like
two in
threw
the
that
ring.
last part in there.
What?
Oh, in the ring, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, oh
Look,
Lord.
I love tall women. I don't fucking care.
yeah. No, that's
No,
Two strong. You know what? I'm just gonna ignore it
yeah.
because they have a cooking show, and I don't want fucking Trick Williams to come to my house and beat the shit out of me,
oh Lord.
Also fair.
or also Jade Cargill's husband to beat the shit out of me. I'm good with that.
Can he fight? I don't know. I'm asking
He's a
for a friend.
he's a baseball player.
What's the
He's
risk?
built like a fucking tank.
I
That
mean,
don't mean he can
I
fight.
mean,
That man's built like a tank. I'm not gonna take my chances.
It's like,
If you're ever worried
I can
about
fight.
baseball people
Like-
fighting, look up some of the people charging them out and how easily they get knocked the fuck out. So
It's-
Grab him by the head and just take him down. But no, I'm not gonna play that game. I respect all of them.
but no,
So-
Me too, and I want to respect them even more. No,
Yeah.
I'm playing.
respect the
playing.
fuck out of them.
Although I'm sure if my wife saw it, she'd be like, "Oh, I get it." Like,
Yeah,
I-
everyone gets it. But
no, to your point, I especially seeing Lash and Jade going at each other as the only two
Jade
people,
looks-
and I'm like,
Jade
oh
looks
god,
worse.
she does not look
yeah,
great. Like
Lash looks like
the
he's
only
really
reason
getting
she
into this
looked
heavy.
good is because Lash is really selling what's going on, and it's like, oh, this is really one
Lash
sided.
is laying in chops.
Because like the elbows, I'm like, oh, these aren't even like barely connecting, and it's like there's no power behind it. It's like luckily she's selling it where it makes it look like it's painful, but we can tell.
Yeah. So overall, good match.
I do.
The winners.
I loved the second that Kairi Sane got in the ring with Piper Niven, I immediately knew what was gonna happen. I was like, oh, she gonna get slammed through the fucking mat. And no, she lifts her up for that power bomb and drills her into the mat. It's like, that poor girl. It's just, oh, good.
I need more Piper Niven spotlights
True.
because she is one of the best wrestlers they have on the
Yeah.
roster. They just don't give her the chance to show it.
Yep.
Hey, I've been Piper day one. You can go back and look at the tracks. I
But
was
you've
there.
been piping her since day one. What the
Hey,
no.
you know, I mean,
So,
works for me. I
Uh,
like Scottish girls or Irish girls. I don't know which one she is.
Scottish.
I think it's Scottish.
Then
but
we
no,
had the champion of champion matches. Me.
both of them I thought were meh.
Me.
I don't think the women or the men one was that good. It was okay.
It's a Saudi show. They wanted to have their big belt. They wanted to have the big matches. Cool.
What's funny?
Cody and Gunther was okay. I want them to run this match back.
I
but
did
not
like
on
the
this thing.
finisher. I just didn't care that much about the match. I thought the finish was interesting and impressive that he put him in a rear naked choke from that fucking cutter from the top rope. Like,
That was his goal from the beginning, to put Cody to sleep.
yeah,
Yeah.
So they pulled the Samoa Joe tactic. Because they've done that with Samoa Joe way
Yeah.
too many times for me not to call it the Samoa Joe pin.
go for the
Yeah,
rear
they've
naked.
done that with a couple of.
Samoa Joe and Shayna Baszler specifically, those two.
Yes.
Because they will
Because
always
they
get someone
both
in their
have the-
coquina and
yeah.
then flip.
Yeah.
Who won
So-
who won? I just
Liv.
saw that clip.
Liv and Cody.
No. In NXT, they did that spot with Shayna and was it Io?
Yeah. That's how Io won the belt one time.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. By just flipping over.
Yeah.
But heel dynamic for the women's was not going to be the most storytelling match ever. A lot of interference.
Yeah.
I'm tired of Tiffany Stratton.
Well, double
She's a great wrestler.
interference.
She's a great wrestler, but I don't care about the Money in the Bank. If
I
you're not going
was-
to cash it in, I'm tired of doing it every match.
Yeah.
That's what it is. I don't mind the like teasing of it, but when it's all the time and it's the I want to cash
will
this
she,
in, and
won't
it's
she?
like, oh, you want to cash this in? This briefcase? Is this what you want to do? Do you want me to tell the ref to like is that
Yeah.
are you sure? Final answer? You want to take a vote? How do you want to do this? Did you register
thing
it? Are
is-
you ID'd? Like can I scan it? What do I do?
Okay. No, because my
But that's
question
what it
is,
feels like the whole
Yeah.
time. It's like, oh, you want to cash this in? And it's like, no, dickhead, I handed
if
it
she
to you.
would've
'cause
cashed
I'm
it-
fucking
Every
yelling.
ref's never seen it before, even though the
Yeah.
if she cashed it in, what would be on the line? Would it be both belts?
No, because they wanted her to specify.
I mean, she technically could.
Well,
No,
no, because that's
it
what
would only be.
that was the
Oh, yeah.
conversation between her and the ref.
Oh well, it wasn't a title match.
Okay, so
That's
it
not-
was a conversation between her and the ref saying, "Hey,
Yeah.
which belt?" Because you can't do it for both.
Because that's what
because
Michael
that's not-
Cole commentates and shit. That's what she's asking the ref of, the ref's trying to figure out who she's cashing it in on.
Because not the title, neither title was on the
Neither
line
title was on
anyway.
the
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would that make the match a triple threat for that belt? And if she cashed in on one, could the other person win both belts by the end of the night?
I would assume because it's not a title match to begin with, that inherently trumps whatever the match was prior to.
No. This is what I'm saying. If she would have cashed in on Liv,
Yeah.
right, that would make the match a triple threat for Liv's title. So that means Nia Jax could have potentially won both belts.
I don't think it makes it a triple threat.
Yes, it does.
Is that-
Because
it
she's
does.
cashing in
If
the
it's-
middle of the match. It
Yeah,
doesn't
if it's
cancel the
mid-match.
match. It makes it a
Ah,
triple
okay.
threat.
Maybe, yeah. That'd have been terrible.
So that would have been a triple threat match. Her cashing in makes no sense because that would have made it a triple threat. She could have lost the match to someone else.
Yeah. I did find it interesting that the two matches, and maybe this is a bit of a bias showing here, that the women's match went on longer than the men's one did.
Because all the interference.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I was genuinely surprised to see that in Saudi Arabia, the men's title match did not go on, and like you said, with the interference, I wasn't. I would have expected it to be the other way around.
True.
Even then, that
So,
women's match could have been shortened by 5 or 6 minutes.
5 or 6 people.
Yeah, yeah.
No, the match of the night to me was the triple threat match. For the U.S. title.
Yeah, I like the ending.
Oh my god, them doing the tilt-a-whirl into the BFT was gorgeous.
Also, I had the times. The men's match is 23 minutes, and the women's was 8.
Man, it didn't feel like that match was that quick.
So the bloodline match was 16 minutes, 16 and a half. The tag match is 12 minutes. Bronson Reed and Seth were 12 minutes.
That's longer than
Livin,
that match should have went.
yeah. Livin Nia is 8:15. LA
God,
Knight,
man, it does not feel that short.
LA Knight, Andrade and Carmelo Hayes is 9 minutes, and Cody and Gunther is 23 minutes. I was wondering, like, I felt like that match is way longer than.
That's
than the
wild because
women's
for
match.
me, like, it didn't feel the Gunther match didn't feel like it went on for that long. Whereas the women's match seemed like it drug on a bit for me.
Nope, it just felt like that because all the.
Well,
other
my
things.
bad. You didn't have to call me out like that, asshole.
Sorry,
Dickhead.
I just had a gut feeling about that. Wait, this just feels weird. There's no way there's no way a Saudi
Joke-
show has a women's match longer than a
Joke's
men's match.
on you. I edit this fucking podcast, so that's not going in.
All right.
Not only should that go in, but that comment should also stay in, just to be like, oh shit, he fucked up. He didn't even do the thing he said he was gonna do.
Fucking dickhead. But no, the Bronson Reed, I could have cared less. I don't care about. I like Seth as a wrestler. I just don't really care right now. Like, he could take a hiatus for a little bit and just go.
He did take.
I'm longer ones. What I mean.
Poor guy had a fucking detached kneecap for
I
like
know.
months, and then comes back, and now you're.
It's not even that. I just can't find a storyline that I'm cared about him in right now.
Yeah.
Like the Bronson Reed one, I have a hard time just because I don't really care for Bronson Reed that much. I think he's a very mid person at the moment, and it may be him, it may not be him, it may be writing, it may I don't know what it is.
I mean, they're clearly trying to build him up.
Yeah. Yeah, but having him lose this match is kind of a weird way.
But then he got up like immediately.
Well, I know,
Yeah.
but
And had to stare down with the blood. Like it was a good optics.
You know what this reminds me of? Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Which
Where
is, so.
you know Seth and Hell in a Cell. That should be the immediate.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Seth winning when he shouldn't have, and the opponent just getting up after a bunch of curve stomps seems kind of familiar.
Yeah. I mean, that plays into the. I'm so tired of people having to hit multiple finishers. Now, if you're, it's one thing when it's like a Brock Lesnar type of like super monsterish type of, you know what I mean? Like, if that's what you're trying to do, that's one thing, right? And even then, I don't think they should get up that quickly. But like, I think we had this conversation a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month or two ago, about like Cody hitting the 3 crossroads just for the sake of it, and I'm like, he doesn't need to do that.
Roman was one thing.
Roman, right? Because it's Roman.
Solo didn't need 3.
So yeah, Solo didn't need 3. Like Logan Paul only needed 1. Like that kind of shit. Like I don't need to see.
Did he hit Kevin Owens with 3?
Thanks.
I don't remember, honestly. I don't remember much from that match. But yeah,
it's just a weird. We don't need all of these. Again, I think they're trying to build up Bronson Reed, and that's why they did that spot. So like, okay, if that's what you're going for, that's fine. But the next time Seth faces somebody that's not
Bronson
that,
Reed,
right? Like, he doesn't need to hit that finish like 15 times. Like he's got fucking infinite finishers on SmackDown versus Raw and shit.
Yeah.
Like just
Let him get up. Jesus Christ.
yeah.
I did like prior to the crown jewel where Seth takes the blue jacket off just to reveal another blue jacket.
Like a blue
like exact same
jacket,
thing.
basically. Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, it's stupid shit like that cracks me up.
Baby. What's up, baby?
Doc's checking to make sure you ain't got a concussion.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the one that gave it to me too.
Hey, you're out of focus. Focus.
Come back to me, motherfucker.
Well, that is all my notes had for the evening, gentlemen.
Let me focus first. You fuck no.
Fuck you. We're gonna cut, and you're gonna be out of focus. Fuck you.
God damn it. Fuck it.
We are
Anyway,
out of focus and out of time.
Oh, there
There
he
we
is.
yeah.
We are reaching our conclusion for the evening. Any
Yeah.
final sentiments, gentlemen?
Oh,
No.
Go
Nothing
vote.
that I can. Nothing. Yeah.
Go
Or
vote.
don't.
Or don't.
And just
Who gives a shit? It's all.
shut up about it and stop. Oh, you missed it while you were gone. I got a political text at 1:15.
There you go.
oh yeah, I just remember.
I'm like, you got to be shitting me.
Also,
man.
if you're the person that takes a picture of your "I voted" sticker, nobody gives a fuck, and you're the worst.
Unless you're doing it for your job.
Yeah,
so you can
unless
get
it's
off
for that.
early.
Yeah, but if you're just
But
doing it
also,
to
just a
post that
last
you
thing.
voted, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah. If you have to take time off of work to go do it, and then it's like, hey, I have proof. Like that's one thing.
Yeah.
But like,
I have
yeah,
one last thing from the last podcast.
Oh,
'Cause I
yeah?
forgot about this, and
Like
I've
the
had
one
it
I
in my
haven't
desk for a
uploaded
minute.
yet, or the one?
Yes,
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. What?
like it's a fucking D'Lo Brown pen with a movable
That's
head.
amazing.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
I'd wear that on all
I
my
looked over
clothing.
and saw it. I
Fucking
have like 10 of these. I have D'Lo Brown, Moxley, Eddie Kingston.
put that
there's
one
a
in the
Young
trash.
Buck
That's where it belongs.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
I have a Young Bucks keychain that definitely should go in the trash
I
though.
had shit too. All right, gentlemen.
But-
Well, it was a good round, and for those
Yes.
watching, we will catch you guys on the other side of the ring. Good night.
Adios.